Okay, have
There
you
we
started
go.
the stream yet?
Yes, just
Oh.
now.
Oh dang! Well, I was gonna show you the Matt Berry scene. If you click on the YouTube thing, it's okay. I'll show you later.
I'll watch it after the stream. La la la
I'll watch
lover, chicken. See now I gotta. God dang it! This is how I get sued, just for doing that. Okay. All right, boys. So, it's been a while. It's been almost a month, if not a month. Does everybody remember what Happy owned?
RJ got bit.
This boy. Hold on, get it up there. He's a vampire. Oh, what's up?
Yeah, he's a full-fledged vampire with no vampire lord to control him. So that's
yeah. Hey, you're just lucky you have a nice guy. Don't turn you into a succulent minion.
Yeah.
I feel like Grog would just run off a cliff if he got turned into a vampire.
No, here's the thing, Joel. I would have control. I would have control.
Yeah, he would say,
no.
Don't run off the cliff.
Because here's the thing, Grog would be so concerned about hurting people, he'd probably just be like, I'm just gonna dip out.
Is my voice better now?
Because he's my boy.
Yes, a little bit.
I'm trying. I changed a couple things. Steve Lava Chicken, it's tasty as hell.
So, do we have anything more to add to that, or?
Well, like, do you want to do like an actual
on.
recap? Because he's got his journal, I guess.
Grog has his journal.
We met Grimace. If you see in the chat, I wrote Grimace, but with the I am small because you can't spell
Grace
Grimace without Grace.
Oh my god.
We went to the tavern. And then we killed the chest, got a ruby. How does a chest have teeth? And then I sent the drawing of the chest to the thing. I don't know if you could put it on the stream. That's up to you.
Let's
lion body. I used my ring of invisibility I stole and got out of there and let everyone else get captured by the vampires, and they went to jail.
Oh, we got captured by the Arakakra.
Well, they were in
the vampire prison for our souls to be siphoned into the giant sword.
While they were in vamp jail, I was in the woods outside of the city, and a giant lion with bat wings came, and I tried to animal check it, even though it had it was smart, so it wouldn't work very good. And I thought it was helping me because it grabbed me and flew me to the Arakakra up by the orb, and I thought, dang, that was nice of him. Took me right to where I need to be. Turns out later he was evil, but I literally got tackled by the guards, threw all 5 guards off me in one giant push, and then as they were surrounding me, I threw one off the roof, and then Goldara showed up, and we threw the rest of them off the roof of the giant tower. Goldara started zapping the orb with magic, and I ran down the stairs to find my friends who had met Grimace, who can go through metal bars, and found also a giant lizard. The lizard was sad until we got his armor, and then he wasn't sad, and now he's our friend. But I don't trust Grimace. And we get to the edge of town, and the lion bat shows back up with the human face. And I'm like, oh, cool, I think he's our friend, I say to my friends, and then he tries to kill us. He says to our friends, and then Rizzard the Wizard kills himself because he's brave, and I was mad. I tried to carry him, and then Rizzard showed me that he could teleport it the entire time, but he never did when it was useful in the campaign until I picked him up. Long story short, Rizzard fights the lion. We go up, and we're about to leave, and then Skelly Boy shows back up at the last second,
Yeah,
and he's
you
like,
forgot about Arthur dying to the what did we call that thing?
Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart.
the lion bear.
Yeah, oh God, what is it called?
No.
God, I
Uh,
just why by
I
can't
can
think of it.
picture it too.
Oh yeah, I got it in my head.
What the hell is it called?
Like I can picture it because there's one in Adventure Time.
Well, there's also one in that.
Manticore.
Manticore,
Manticore.
Manticore. There we go, Manticore.
There's
God.
the mini Manticore in Adventure Time.
The
that's not
Manticore
great.
killed Arthur, but we thought Arthur survived because he's a skeleton werewolf.
Yeah, so the skeleton comes back. We're like, oh, Arthur survived, which gave me hope for Rizzer, the white. And Arthur came back and it was like, hey, you guys want to be a werewolf? And I was like, no, because I don't want to lose control of myself and kill somebody. And Mao was like, yes,
Absolutely.
power.
Well, I was
And
like,
then-
it'd be pretty cool because I could turn into a werewolf, and he's
And
offering
then-
me this power, and then it turns out my body runs cold because he turned me into a vampire because it was the
And it was the
vampire lord
vampire.
disguising himself as Arthur, and then he walks out into the sunlight and obliterates himself. So here I is, a new vampire king, baby.
And then Mao definitely isn't going to walk outside and obliterate himself, probably.
Now, here's the
Time
fun
will
fact:
tell.
is Grimace, that asshole, trying to rob us now? That
Oh,
ain't very
yeah.
nice.
No.
So we got him.
No. He tried to cast a spell on you, but you knew it was a spell, so it didn't work.
Oh yeah, but didn't he want like all our money or something?
Yeah, he wanted everything in your pockets.
Yeah.
What a
And then
rat.
I asked Big Lizard Man. It's like, hey, we helped you get your armor back. You want to help us beat the fuck out of this guy?
All right, so are you asking that right now? Are we just hopping into it? Is that
No, that's
We
what we
should,
want. I literally asked
yeah,
him
he-
if we
we asked.
off if we're gonna beat his ass.
I think he said yes, but that's just me hoping.
He did. The Lizard Man did say yes.
If the jail was still there, I'd say we take him back down and lock him back in the jail and be petty and they come back.
just be very petty? Put him all the way back in
Except-
there.
I just wish we knew how to cage him, but like. With,
You mean chop off all of it? You mean chop off all of his limbs and carry him on your back forever? You mean like that?
So couldn't he
something
phase
like
through
that?
the rope?
But
You
alright.
think he can phase through the rope? If he phased through the metal bars? How did he phase through the metal bars? Gronk thinks to himself.
All right, hold on. Can you guys do me one favor? And if you look at my, like where I'm at, does that not look like I just have like a giant tuft of hair just sticking out there?
Kinda, because of the thing in the background. Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like
It's
golf
like
clubs.
an-
It's driving me
Dude,
insane. I'm gonna have to
dude.
move them because I keep looking over.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
just
It's
like,
like an anime spike.
Yeah,
dude.
wait.
Like a
Move
spike
over
hair.
again, RJ. Move over. It looks
looks
like
like
it looks
Godzilla.
like a tiny crocodile with just like little arms.
It looks like somebody dropped a brick on Godzilla's head.
we just need really shit. We need like the terrible recorder playing of Jurassic Park.
Oh my god. That was an ensemble of horribleness. All right.
Well, I thought he was gonna get it for us.
Are we ready?
Yeah, Mamacita, now you're ringing my bell.
It's all good, Andrew, because most of these videos get copyright striked on YouTube only because of the stupid Spotify thing that I'm using. Not because of anything else. Just because of Spotify.
Oh, and see, that's ridiculous. Like, I don't even use the Spotify thing on this end because, well, you know, I'm using very shitty technology.
I
mean,
using
yeah,
my.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, can't you just do like copyright disclaimers or something?
Well,
Look at this wolf.
I can put it in like the comments and be like, okay, yeah, I don't own the music or whatever,
Well,
but
or I mean, like, if you do like
Still
any
copyright
editing to the
strike,
video,
yeah.
just slapping in at the end like a scrolling.
I mean, well, that would be hard to do. I would need more people for that, and we're not that big yet. So maybe in the future. Because what I'm going to try to do is, like, if we get a big enough following, what I want to do is obviously have somebody run most of the other stuff.
Yeah, to say, if we were ever to try to get a bigger following, we'd have to be a hell of a lot more consistent. We would have to have
Well, yeah,
better publicity, whether it's like we do like editing, kind of like
Adventurous.
I can't think of their name. Not just Critical Role, but the other guys, with Bitsby.
Yeah, the Adventurous.
Smosh.
No, the one he said.
Smosh
Because we
also
have
has a
so much
D&D
advertisement out there because they're fucking hilarious and
They are
they're
really good.
all over TikTok and stuff like that. So they can get followers, but they also stick to a consistent basis.
Joel,
Yes.
if you want, I can let you log into my Epidemic Sounds, and it has copyright-free music, and there's a whole fantasy category.
We shall do
And
that.
you can pick
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, there's a way. I mean, there's probably
There's
a way
a
to look up
way.
free music as well on Spotify too, but yours is probably the easiest way to do that.
Yeah.
And we'll do that for next time because it's
Yeah,
it's already gonna
it's
get
gonna take
copied.
too much.
Well, also it's gonna already get copyright struck just because of how much I've been playing it. But anyway, okay, everybody ready? Everybody have their stuff? Are we good? I don't
I
hear
think
any
so.
no's. Here we go, babies.
Live on Twitch, right?
Yes, live on Twitch and YouTube. All right, RJ, you're gonna take.
You should start going live on your TikTok.
TikTok is hard because you gotta actually be accepted by TikTok.
Wait, hold on. Did we even roll for initiative here?
No, we didn't do anything.
No.
We just asked the guy to
Joel's just
help.
like, hey, RG, you're gonna take.
I just like making you feel nervous.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that feeling at all whatsoever. There's like 7 dice in your hand.
No,
RJ.
there's only 5, and they're all D6s.
I put
Oh, wow,
RJ's
like not
face
like a
in
good
the
roll can
chat.
instantly kill me.
No, come on. I love
You're
that.
a vampire now.
Yes, come on.
That creepy face. Oh my god. All right, anyway, so now we're going to dive right in. Also, if you guys are new, hey, welcome. I'm your humble double master.
You're I'm the
I'm
master.
double master. That's not right.
Dungeon master here for Into the Unknown. We have Andy6752, who's also a streaming guy. He's playing our Grunk. We have this guy right here.
You're pointing the wrong direction.
On mine.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
my screen,
For
on my
stream-
screen is pointing in the wrong direction too.
For
No,
stream,
it's okay.
you.
On the stream, it's good.
And then we got a Mr. RJ here who's playing Mao. Yes. So we have a fighter and our a paladin.
Paladin! With the strangest god ever, because I don't feel like that should be a
Actually-
paladin god.
That is
The luck
such a
god.
cool thing that can even happen. That's so cool. Anyway, all right. As
I also have a Ricky Bobby shirt on.
if you're not
My
first, you're
favorite
last.
race.
Oh, yeah, if you're not first, you're last.
So, as you asked Sir Tilmar if he would join you in attacking Grace, Grace looks up at you and you see, for the first time up close, his eyes are like almost glowing like yellow. They're just very bright.
Red flag.
And he looks at you. He goes, all right. How
What's
about
the lizard's name?
Sir Tilmar?
Sorry, I'm trying to write it down.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I actually lost my pen. I lost my pen.
Tease.
Well, okay. Well, I was thinking is, but it's fine.
If only we had the wizard here so I can ask him how we contain Grimace.
You're fucked. As you
I
hear
have
an
a feeling
echo
that this
from
Grimace boy. I ain't gonna metagame. I'm just gonna let it be. Just gonna let it be.
so.
Okay, Grimace, what do you want to say?
God damn it, Grimace! It's never gonna be the same now.
Grimace is
alright.
a way better name than Grace for a purple blob monster.
He's not a blob. He looks like an
He
elf,
could
but
be.
purple, and a crown of.
Except
that
for
looks
he
like antlers.
shapeshifted through the bars, so maybe he could be a blob in real life. I don't know.
Anyway. All right, now hold on, everybody. Let's just all calm down.
You're the one that tried to put a spell on me, sir. I have no right to calm down.
He tried to only put the spell on Mao and not me.
Yes.
Oh, good. He was stupid and chose Mao and not me. He probably could have got me.
To be fair, your character looks like they don't have a whole lot of money, so he looks towards the paladin, which usually has money.
Yeah, and usually I give the paladin my money.
I mean, he wouldn't know that, but you know. But now, I can tell you this, and you're gonna listen as you kind of like feel like a pressure in your chest. Hey, big one, give me a light. He snaps his finger, and you say, just see Sir Tilmar just robotically grab a torch out of his pack.
I thought he was talking to me, and I was like, huh?
You're both big men, both very big men, and he lights it. Now, here's the fun part. And as you see, he starts telling a story. And as he's telling the story, the shadows on the cave walls start to form pictures of the story. Now imagine this, right? A little village girl runs to a coven of witches. Now ain't that something? Holding a newborn baby. She runs to them, tells them, hey, I'll make you a deal. If you let my older son live, I'll give you this newborn baby. Now, the coven, who I will tell you are called the Duskborn. The Duskborn thought that was a great deal, a newborn baby. Well, it's not very often they get freebies. Damn it, Andrew.
You didn't have to laugh. I had to.
I couldn't hold it in. I saw you laughing. Now,
I've never heard a baby be called a freebie like that.
the coven, after a while, decided that it was a little strange that they would give up their newborn baby to keep the older one alive. So then they did a little research. So here's the fun thing about the Duskborn. They control everything. So once they saw in their timeline that a young fellow would pretty much ruin their entire lives, they decided, she's trying to trick us. So then what they did, they not only killed the mother, they killed their eldest son, and then kept the newborn baby. And when they did a ritual for that newborn baby, its skin turned purple, and then he just kind of goes like this. Because they
You're
lost.
a woman?
Close enough. Now,
That was actually Gronk saying that. You're a woman?
close enough. Now, they teach everything there is to know about timelines, about magic, about pretty much everything there is to know. And the funny story is, if I do a certain task for them, I'll become one myself. All I gotta do is kill one of you. But here's the fun
Why
part.
us specifically?
But here's the fun part. Are you asking that, Gronk, or are you just saying that?
No, for real. Like, why
Okay,
is
so
it
Gronk
us specifically and not just somebody else?
So Gronk is saying that. Okay,
Yeah.
he looks at you. Oh, you're gonna love this. Turns out one of y'all is going to kill the entire coven. All I gotta do is just kill the first one I meet, and lucky you. And then he turns to Mao. You got the lucky ticket.
I hit him in the head with a hammer.
And you're
I've
gonna.
been wanting to hit him in the head with my hammer this entire time. I just don't know if I should do it or not.
It's up to you.
I was gonna say something, but if you're gonna swing, you're gonna interrupt me. So go ahead.
I'll hit him in the head with my hammer as hard as I can.
Go ahead
Even
and
though
make
he can phase through things, but I'm not gonna let him threaten Mao.
make me an attack roll.
That's a 20, right?
Yep, it's a D20, and then on your sheet.
I got a new die.
Ooh, that's party.
And it's on my sheet.
So it'll be plus to hit. And usually,
Hit slash DC. It says hit
Hold on.
slash DC plus 7.
hold on. You might be right.
Oh no, that's my Warhammer. Hit dash DC plus
Yeah,
8.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Okay.
hit dash DC. Yep, that's the one.
16.
16. Okay.
Well, I rolled an 8, but it's a plus 8 to hit, so I mean, it's pretty hard for me not to hit the.
Yeah, no, that is insane. I
As-
got a +3.
As you swing,
It's because I put
He-
5 levels into my strength is plus 5, and nothing else is upgraded other than 1 in dexterity, 1 in constitution, -2 intelligence, 0 wisdom, and -1 charisma. So I'm just strong.
Makes sense.
Anyway,
as you do this, he grabs it before you hit his head. And then
can I
you-
roll for him to not grab it?
and then you feel it start to get hot and even hotter till the point where it's burning your hands and it starts to glow red. And you're gonna take. Hold on, I gotta find the right dice. Give me a second. 7 points of burning damage.
Okay, 1 sec. 7
All right.
points. Oh my god.
I'm gonna look at Grace. I was gonna say, I was your golden ticket, and you're absolutely right. Look at my eyes. What are they?
1 sec. 1 sec.
Hold on. Andrew's doing something. Hold on.
I wasn't done with my turn. Sorry. I can do an extra thing.
That's my bad.
Well, technically, combat hasn't even started yet. So what
Well,
we're
because I was gonna try to stab him. With the hammer. I was gonna try to stab him while he was grabbing onto the
As-
hammer, but that's okay.
so
Can I do a
we'll-
sleight of hand?
Real quick, we'll have Mao do his thing real quick.
Uh-huh.
Because as this is happening, he's just heating
Mao
it.
saying that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah, so while he's heating the hammer, it's your lucky day. I'm your golden ticket. Look at my eyes. What do you see, Joel? What do you see in these eyes?
Light blue / gray eye.
Well, sorry. That last part was meant for the DM. It wasn't meant for Grace himself because Grace can see it. Joel just has to remember what it is.
Is it what I think it is? Does
Vampirism?
that have to do the same thing? Like
You're gonna heat up a
what
metal.
what Grace did in the jail? Is it that?
No, because what you're forgetting, Joel, is I now have red eyes. My heart has stopped.
Oh! Oh, I forgot. You're absolutely correct. I forgot.
Well, that doesn't mean you can't kill the Coven of Witches later. Still,
So,
Because, I mean, technically, I am dead. I'm
So-
definitely
alive.
we
so as
are
he
going to be.
as he like locks eyes with you, he just goes, "Oh yeah, about that, by the way. I wasn't expecting you to get all. Oh, hello. GG Meg, hello.
Did they expect me to get all stabby?
So, as he looks at you, he's like, "Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to get all dead on me. The funny part is," and he lets go of the warhammer, and you can kind of see the steam start to roll off his hand. Now, this is the part I was going to tell you. Because I could kill you out here. I could just throw you out in the sun and it would be a done deal. However, I'm not going to do that. In fact, I want you to become stronger. In fact, I'm going to wait. I want to make a spectacle out of you. I could, but what is the fun in that? And as you... Sorry, God, going through puberty again. As you... God, I got phlegm. As he says that last word, you guys can like feel a rumbling coming up from outside, and it's ginormous, and it starts to shake the whole cave. Not like it's gonna feel like it's going to like start literally like making you guys stuck in there. Yeah, not gonna do that. It just feels like the world is shaking right now.
Did I stab him?
Hold on. Sorry for not catching the previous streams. I was busy with life. It's all good. No worries. They are
You want
the
me to do a
VODs.
quick recap?
The VODs are on YouTube. And that
Why are you calling them VODs?
because they're VODs. Video on
Video
demand.
on demand.
VODs. That's what they call them.
Oh, yeah, see,
When you
not...
record a stream and
I have.
post it, you call it a VOD.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You want me to do a quick recap, Joel?
Yeah, go ahead since we got a viewer.
Long story
Like,
short-
hold on, if he's like new, like
No,
he
no,
probably
no.
doesn't know that you have, like,
No,
your-
this is one
Yeah.
of our people that watched our other
He
streams.
was here before.
Yeah.
Basically,
Oh, was
we
he?
got down into
Welcome
the cave,
back.
found the vampire city, talked to the head vampire, found out they were collecting souls and a big giant fake sun in the sky. Long story short, we get arrested after we find a gem in a living chest. Then my character Gronk puts on a ring of invisibility and runs away and lets everyone else get arrested. Mao and them all go to jail in the tower and are set for their souls to be absorbed into the big orb in the sky. I run out of town to hide the ruby or gem, but I can't find a place to hide it because I rolled really bad. Then a giant manticore, which is a lion, bat, human hybrid, comes. I try to use my animal survival skills to talk to him, but he's too smart. And then I think he's my friend because he picks me up and takes me to the tower and drops me at the top. And Gronk is stupid and just thought, oh, that was nice of him to do that. I needed to get up here anyway. And then, like, all the guards come. Gronk pushes one. They all jump on him. There's like 5 guards. I think I rolled a nat 20 and launched all 5 guards off me, threw one off the roof. And then right at that moment, our old friend Guldara from the church comes, and we throw all the rest of the guards off the roof, which it's really, really tall tower, so they are dead. And she is like, oh yeah, here's the gem, I figured out what it does. And then she started blasting the orb with magic from the gem. And then I go down and I rescue Mao and them, and their friend Grimace phases through the bars, which it's Grace, but it's like a purple blob elvish antlered thing. And then there's also a giant lizard who's crying about his armor and won't do anything. We get part of the way down the tower, we find his armor. Now he's not crying and he's strong. And then we run out of town, but the Manticore tries to stop us, so Rizzard the Wizard or Rizzard the Raven Wizard fights the Manticore, and then Skelly Boy dies to Manticore. Rizzard tells us to go. He basically does a Gandalf and says, "Fly, you fools," and then like throws himself at the Manticore. And then I try to pick him up, and then he teleports out of my hand, and that was news to me that he could teleport. And then, long story short, we run up. We're about to leave the cave. Skeleton comes, and he's like, "Hey, either of you want to be werewolfy like me?" And I'm like, "Heck no, I don't want to have chaotic evil." And Mao was like, yeah, actually." And then Mao gets bitten, but then he turned cold, and he actually turned into vampire. And then Vampire Lord was pretending to be skeleton, and since his whole city and everything he built was dead, he flew out into the sun and turned into ash. And now Grimace, or Grace, the purple shapeshifter, is trying to rob us. And she told us a story about witches and how she got a spell on her by the witches, and that's why she's purple and ugly. And now she wants to join all the other ugly women and doesn't want Mao to kill them one day. And tried to rob us. Is that accurate?
Sure. Except it's not a female, but in Gronk's eyes, probably.
Well,
It was a baby girl.
Witches.
No. The village, it was two sons. The village woman was the one that gave the babies away.
Yeah, she gave a baby girl to him, and they turned the girl into Grimace, right?
No, it was a man. It was a boy.
Oh, I thought you said a baby girl when you said the story.
No.
Because she was gonna give her baby girl to save her older son.
No. See, I wouldn't be talking like this if it was a baby girl.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of confusion because I didn't think it was a girl at all
No.
either, and then you said it was, and I was like, oh, he said a coven of witches. So then my mind was just like, oh, that makes sense.
I just thought it was the spell making you sound
I was lost
bad.
in translation, baby.
We both thought it was a girl.
No, I only thought it was a girl
All right.
because of you.
All right. Anyway, that's everything.
Anyway, as the whole thing starts to shake, he stops for a moment. And he looks actually like curious. See now, that wasn't supposed to happen.
The shaking.
And he goes outside and he's like, "Big one." And he snaps his finger, and then you see Sir Tilmar stand straight up and start following him. And before Grace leaves, he goes, "Doesn't hurt to have a little muscle, does it?" And he kind of winks at Mao. And then he leaves.
He's a lot more than muscle.
Okay,
buddy.
wait a minute. I didn't even have a chance to try to sneak stab him.
Would you like to try?
Well, that's because like you had to react to your hands being burned. Because you took 7 points of damage,
Yeah,
buddy.
I would have had to roll sleight of hand to sneak a knife out and stab him while he was holding onto my hammer. So I figured it would be tough, but I figured I would try.
If you still want to roll for it,
You want me to do a sleight of hand roll? Is that the roll you want me to do?
no, what I want you to do is not a sleight of hand. I want you to do a stealth, but it's going to be at disadvantage because he's holding one weapon above you as you're trying to stab him.
You made your mistake. You had me roll a stealth roll again. And Gronk is
I
stealthy.
swear, if you roll another freaking 20, I swear,
You said a
That would be pretty funny,
disadvantage?
though.
at disadvantage.
Yeah, it's a 6.
As,
Still kind
as
of sneaky.
So as he's still explaining everything that's going on, he sees you, and he just flicks his finger, and the knife flies out of your hand.
That's not very fair.
And
I wouldn't do that to him.
because you couldn't.
Yeah, well, that doesn't matter.
And then he leaves.
Okay, I pick up my knife. Can we rest in the cave until nighttime, since I don't know if you can go outside anymore in the sun? Also, we need to reset all of our thingies from fighting.
Yes. Please also do, if you do take a rest, remember to reset your
Well,
health.
I did take my rest in the prison. If you did remember that.
Yes.
I just need another rest because I just took damage and I used my actions to carry you out of the building. Remember when you couldn't run anymore?
Oh yeah, at that very end part, yeah.
So
Very
I think we
true.
should do a long rest in the mouth of the cave and wait till it's dark enough for us to test if you can go outside. Or you can just go outside right now and the whole thing could be over.
Yeah.
It's up to you, baby.
Well, then Grimace becomes all powerful from the Covenant because he killed me or whatever. It's
No, the thing that would be maddening is he'd go back to the Coven and they'd be like, hey, there's somebody new that's gonna kill all of us, and then they go like this and Gronk's face shows up and he's mad because Mao's dead.
It's just gonna be
Yeah.
a big head of Grog and like in like a pool somewhere as they're all looking at it. It's just gonna be like this huge buffed out orc.
Did we level up last time?
You did. You are all level 3.
Yep.
Oh, yep, I do. I am.
Yeah,
leveled up,
because you were
actually.
trying to be a bard, but you didn't have the stats of it. And it's level 4
Mhm.
that you guys will get your status updates, and also unless you want a feat. So you can either take a feat or take the stat ups. So
Dude, I would like to take a look at Mao's feet. Uh-huh.
okay, yeah, no, like my face was not happy. One might say that my face grimaced.
Good one.
Stupid. I hate myself for that.
Joel, get back up here.
I don't want to play anymore.
Joel, you had to know that there was going to be a
Stupid.
feet joke when you said you can take a feet.
Feetonly.com.
your own fault.
Anyway. All right. So.
Hey guys, I'm not advertising
You know
yet.
how
I'm just
to
saying
be
this is
a-
Oh
the
no,
point.
RJ! If we get
That's for
famous now,
you.
you're gonna end up on Wiki Feet.
You don't have to be
Yeah, well, I'm just
lonely
saying,
at
if they wanna pay me to see my feet,
feetonly.com.
I will let them pay me to see my feet.
No, I've seen your feet. It's like a hobbit's foot.
You shut up. Don't ruin this for me.
It's you
Anyway,
have to like tease so they don't know what it looks like under
So-
the sock until they pay.
so now, is that what you guys are doing? Are you guys gonna take a rest, or is Mal going to risk
Oh,
walking
I
out into the
already-
sunlight?
I already clicked take long rest on the D&D website. Sorry. I thought we had decided
like,
that.
as we're like he begins resting because Grimace left and all that stuff, is the ground still shaking?
No. It was basically as he's
Was
like
it not the star falling inside? No, I wouldn't say star, but you know the sun aspect.
Well, the cave
Is that
collapsing.
what it was?
What was the
would you like
shaking?
would you like to make a perception check
Oh, you know I will, baby.
or
Can I take a
investigation?
perception check?
I'll give you both, whichever is higher, investigation or perception. I'll give it to you either way.
Perception, all right. You'll give it to me either way.
I got a 9.
Ooh,
I got 12.
12,
Oh no, 13.
13. Okay, and we'll do it as a group effort. So, as you both are kind of walking to like where the sunlight is not hitting Mao directly, but it's still like reaching the end of the cave, you guys stand there.
You
And
and
you-
your bubble have a lot in common now.
And you look off into the distance. Now, granted, there are lots of trees in front of you guys. However, you can see a great, huge column of smoke that's probably about like 100 to like feet away.
I can't see that far.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because when I looked down the pit that
In
I wasn't
combat.
supposed to, Joel said that it was 60 feet, and I couldn't see farther than 60 feet away.
Dark. That was dark. It's not
Dark,
right
dark
now.
versus sunlight is two different things.
I have dark vision.
Dark vision doesn't
for
mean
60 feet.
it doesn't mean it's forever.
Yeah, you don't get to see till eternity, dude.
I can.
He has 100 vision, not 20/20 vision. He has 100 vision.
I can see 200 feet dark or light. That's my feat.
Hey, Joel, can I do a history check to see if I can remember exactly what that pillar of smoke may have came from?
You want to do a history check? Yeah, go ahead.
Can I do a history check to remember what smoke comes from?
If you would like to, sure. 15 for Mal.
I got 2. God, I can't remember where smoke comes from.
There's a lot going on. You're overwhelmed. It's fine.
That was just a joke.
With your knowledge of historical, basically historical fires being made, there are a couple things it could be. It could be, one,
The Huns are invading China.
a goblin tribe setting up a sacrifice. 2, it could be a fallen ship of some sort. 3, it could have been an explosion from a chemist.
A fallen ship? What does that mean?
Well, oil on water still burns. And oil produces a lot of smoke.
So it's a ship that's on water, not like a flying ship? Because he said fallen. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, fallen. If it falls apart, it's still fallen.
Well, but if like a rocket falls out of the sky, it's different than if a ship. Anyway, I just was
Different than a
confused.
ship.
I'm sorry.
Of course it is, because it's a rocket.
Yeah, but I don't think a ship can fall. It's already touching what it's floating on.
I get what you're saying, but it was just the way you worded
A
that.
rocket can fall, an airplane, a bird could fall.
Oh gosh, that's funny. Anyway,
I was making sure you didn't mean it was like a weird dwarven airship or something that crashed into the ground and was on fire.
Oh, maybe you're wrong. Maybe, what are
Maybe
those
it's
things
a
called?
fire.
A Lithiid ship?
Yeah, and it's an Elithid ship, isn't it? From Baldur's Gate 3.
yeah, but it's the
they
same
also
one.
exist in one of the 9 realms. It's not just from Baldur's Gate 3.
As seen in Baldur's Gate 3.
As seen, exactly. Hey, are you ready
Okay.
to get your face sucked out? Yeah, hell yeah. Have your brain right out your face. That's what they're good for. They wear you as a hat, or you wear them as a hat for a second as they just slurp that thing right out.
Also, you fall in love with one as seen in Baldur's Gate 3. And then you
Welcome
do
to
more than fall in love with it.
He doesn't have
It's
lips,
Baldur's
but
Gate
God, is he
3.
a hell of a kisser.
Oh, man. All right. So,
Anyway, so what is it? It's goblins or
Here, hold
a
on. Hey, I gotta
ship?
throw myself on mute. I'm getting a phone call.
So it's goblins or a ship?
it's goblins,
Or
a ship, or an explosion from a chemist.
you could always throw the T-Jub out in the sun and see if it burns up, and then if it burns up, then Mal will burn up.
That is messed up.
We need to talk about the elephant in the room. Is my buddy alive? What was his name? Garny.
Cardi?
Because the vampire guy is dead now.
No, you look behind you, and it's just a horrible, like very sunken in, ashy gray, just dead thing on your back.
Why does everything that I care about have to die?
You cared
And-
about a zombie that you literally forced to be a sniffer?
We went through a lot together. Also, I lost Rizzo. Yeah, well, people force a dog to get tamed. they force a horse to let it ride them.
Oh my gosh. It's not the
Also-
same. It's not the same. Those creatures have thoughts and feelings. They're not completely dead like he is. Or
Yeah,
was.
so it's actually better for me to do it to something without thoughts and feelings, because
Oh,
it
okay.
can't feel bad about it.
I'm just gonna
Um,
stare directly at RJ real quick.
I think while Mao is doing his history check, I start digging a grave for Garny and set up a stack of stones on it, and then a stack of stones on a separate plot for Rizzard the Raven
Aw.
Wizard,
I got you.
and then I guess I could do a third one for Skeleton, and then a fourth one for Golden.
Just so many pretend graves.
Well,
No,
'cause
one's
I think
real.
Gronk would do that for real, because I think it's important that we
And you know
come
what?
to terms with it, that we like face it.
As you do, you start to feel this overwhelming surge of just warmth.
I
And
peed
for the
myself
first
again.
and for the first time in quite a while since the whole journey, you feel
Calm.
comfort. And I'm going to give you a d6 of inspiration. So you can use
Did I
that
pee myself?
so you can use that as an ability check or an attack roll. It is up to you.
At any time to add to my roll?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But you only get to use it once, so use it wisely.
But when Mal, are you back?
Yeah.
I set up 4 grave sites because Garny, my zombie's dead. Rizzard the Raven
How did
Wizard's
Barney
dead.
die?
Because the head vampire's dead. He was controlling them. Remember?
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So Raven's dead, Skelly Boy's dead, and Gul'Dara's dead. So I set up 4 stacks of stones, and only one's a real grave.
Well,
Because
do we
I
know
put-
Goldara is dead because she just destroyed the place?
we're assuming. I'm assuming she's dead when I make the thing. I think Gronk thinks they're dead. But when I did it, I felt warmth and got inspiration. But I figured when we were doing the long rest, we could open it up if anybody wanted to say anything about what happened, because I feel like we haven't had time to stop and really think about how our close friends are dead now, like Garny.
Like
and
Garney.
Rizzard. Joel said I shouldn't have been friends with Garny.
Joel,
So
can we
that's
like?
kinda
Is there like
rude.
any space to go back into the tunnel that we came from?
I mean, we're still in it a little.
Well, I mean, we're on like
I-
we're like in like a little out scrape, like kind of an
I
overhead.
would say you guys could probably go like where the drop down is. It's all
You go down
crumbled
that
in.
side?
Yeah, it's all crumbled down. So up to that point, which is probably like a good
Like up to the first
Yeah,
fork
so
in the
there's
canal.
no getting
yeah.
near the city. There's nothing like that.
No, nothing like that at all. Basically, because that's why I had you guys do Constitution saving throws, because the whole thing was collapsing as you guys were rushing away.
Yeah, I kind of figured it's so, but like part of me is like we were talking about that is like the hat or the beak,
Yeah.
whichever one.
The beak, oh my god.
You like carve it out and wear it.
You look like Robin
Strap
Hood
it
from the
so it,
really
like,
old
opens up.
cartoon.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies, man. That old Robin Hood with the fox.
So
I
good.
think it's important for us to have a actual funeral for them here.
All right. Well, I mean, I can only move so far, so I'm gonna have to watch you do most of it.
I figured if we're in the entrance of the cave, the ground might be soft enough for us to bury. I only have to bury Garny. The rest of them I can just stack rocks up anywhere. But I figure we just have a little service at the campfire when we're doing.
I
our
guess I could
long
just take
rest.
some of the loose rocks that are from like where we
Mhm.
came from to give to him as a stacking thing. So at least I
Yeah,
can use
and
a
so
little
it's
bit
like-
helpful.
Like an old timey, like almost like in Skyrim kind of thing, where they stack the rocks and stuff.
Cool.
But I
Okay.
just figured that Gronk would have something to say about about Rizzard especially, but Gronk would start getting sad, and then he would kind of cut it off short because he doesn't want to show weakness to Mao.
Well, you don't have to tell him that. You're Gronk. You're supposed to perform that.
I know, but I didn't know what to say, so I said what Gronk did instead of saying what he would say.
Gotcha.
I have no idea what to say, but basically, long story short, Gronk starts going on about how much Rizzard ended up meaning to him, but like he starts getting sad, and you can tell that he starts like almost tearing up, but he shakes it off really quick and just is like, well, anyway, and then just starts looking into the fire and goes silent. So you can do with that whatever, but you could definitely tell that he stopped himself from being sad.
As you are talking about the deaths of your friends, Gronk, you can hear in the soft distance that there is a light rain beginning to fall outside the cave. And the smell of rain just kind of washes into the cave. And you kind of hear the soft pitter-patters of the water and the crackling of thunder.
All right. Well, as he sits down and quiets himself,
Hey
I'll
Google,
stand
start a
up.
10-minute timer
All right, 10 minutes. Starting now.
for my tea.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on there. But anyway, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna put my hand on Gronk's shoulder. Well, the wizard and I weren't as close as you. You shall really be missed. Just know, buddy, that I'm always here for you. Been there from day one. Brought you on. You became my bestie. The wizard, he was pretty cool, but yeah, no, I just always preferred you. Like, I don't know what to do here. I'm not good with death. I'm not good with
You know,
anything in this like this sort. So
second and fiddle.
The
But anyway-
paladin isn't good with death.
I just roll with the punches. Is what I'm good at. I'm good at hiding the pain. I'm good at hiding all that shit.
And he's good
Problem
with one.
is I'm not good at watching loved ones be hurt. We haven't been traveling that long, but you became a dear friend of mine really quickly.
Gronk has only seen loved ones get hurt. It's a whole lot.
Sad but true, yeah. Gronk's had it rough.
Anyway, Gronk, if you ever need anything, buddy, just let me know. I know you're hurting right now. You're hurting a lot more than me. But I'm here for you.
While Mao is saying that, it's hitting Gronk, but he's acting like tough guy, and he took the little bit of deer meat or whatever, rabbit meat that I had from before we went in, and I'm just eating it, like stress eating, like all the meat I have, and then I go to bed.
Mao, because of your
You live
talking to Gronk, I'm gonna go ahead and give you also a D6 of inspiration as well. For that moment of respite.
You're inspired.
And you can use those on ability checks and or an attack roll of your choosing.
Mao's like, I'm gonna use a strength check with a D6 to slap Gronk on the butt.
Yeah. All
Did I
right.
miss
John,
it?
John, why? Of all things, why?
Because he's asleep.
Joel, can I possibly,
Oh.
maybe one time convince you? I don't know. I'm just saying this could be something else. So, you doing like a roll where they have to do a dexterity saving or an intelligence or charisma or whatever, What if you make it 6 points higher because of my inspiration? So it'd be like
6
technically
points
making my
harder?
spell stronger because they would have to beat the spell that I casted.
That would just be like adding +6 to your spell, like when you roll for.
Oh, no. What I'm saying is, so if it's like a DC saving throw of 12,
6.
add
Okay.
6 to that, or whatever I roll off of that 6 to that saving throw, making it harder for them to beat the saving throw.
But he's already a vampire. How
Because-
much more ability and powers does this guy need?
I'm
know-
just saying, it's a cool concept
You know what?
because technically, if you're inspired and you cast a spell and they have to make it a saving throw, if you make it harder for them to beat the saving throw because you're inspired, it makes sense.
How about just this one time I roll the d6 and that's how many people I can instantly kill anytime I want from now
Okay,
until the
one,
end of time.
That is not even close to what I'm saying
Oh.
at all. Like, I actually had a
You
decent
hear
idea.
the-
I mean, like,
you-
let's say Toll of the Dead. It's a DC saving throw, I think, of...
You hear a Call of Duty Black Ops zombie insta kill. Just
I mean,
like,
it's a DC saving throw of 12, but let's say I roll a dice and I get 4.
I
now
know
DC
what
saving
you're
throw.
gonna use it for, and I'm kind of interested to see where it goes.
I
I
think
don't
my
know if I'm
idea
gonna
was
use it.
good.
I don't know if I'm gonna use it this way or not. but like
I know for a
constantly being
fact
able
why
to.
you're going to. I know exactly why.
I don't even know what I'm gonna use it for because I have to go through my ability
I'll
checks.
say that-
but
you know
I just
what?
think it's a cool idea.
Okay,
If I roll a 6, I get to bring Garny back to life.
I'll make you a deal. If you can roll a pass a DC 15 charisma like persuasion check right now,
Garny
Right
is
now?
alive. Garny is alive. If I do it. He starts moving under the earth.
that'd be terrifying.
That would be
He
awesome.
has no arms or legs, and he
Yeah,
starts
I
moving
would-
the earth.
I would be so excited. I'd run over and dig it back out.
What was
Can I
it?
get a reroll?
No.
One reroll? I
Can he get a-
mine.
Can he roll his 6-sided dice and get a reroll for each side that he landed on?
What was it? What did you roll?
I rolled a 5, so I got a 9.
A 9. Did not hit that 15.
Not even close.
Well, it's closer than it could have been.
God,
what does that
I'm
mean?
so-
I failed. Is that closer than what it could have been?
I'm so
could've been a
tempted.
5.
Just because I know what you're going to use it for. I'm so tempted to just give it to you just because of the
Hey,
hilarity
no,
of it.
he rolled bad. That's his own fault.
I guarantee you, Joel does not know what I'm going to use it for.
He's gonna-
I kind of do.
He's
I
gonna
feel
use
like
it
I
to
do.
seduce the giant lizard, and he can't stop it.
The
Because-
Lizard's already gone. He went with.
Wait, the
Greg.
lizard left?
Because you rolled so badly, here was my thought process of what you were going to
Is
use it
the
for.
lizard gone?
I thought that you were going to cast a spell on Grog to make him subdued, so then that way you can drink his blood while he's asleep.
No, not at all where I was going with that.
Is the lizard gone?
No, I just
Yes.
thought it'd be cool because I think. Hold on, I got to go through my abilities again because I think I have a Vine Grapple move now because of my oath that I could use to subdue somebody so I could drink their blood. So if I got a little bonus on the grab factor, like the strength or whatever it is, then that would benefit me at some point in time. Because especially if like Grace is there and I just save that freaking inspiration point and just chomp that dude's neck. And in a sexy manner, because everybody know vampires are sexy now. We're not monsters anymore. Don't fucking harbor hate towards me.
As seen in Baldur's Gate 3.
as seen in Baldur's Gate
Yeah.
3. So, as you are around the campfire, you both leave leave a moment of silence after you both say your piece. And the fire slowly starts to die out. Now, Mao, because you are a vampire, you do not need to sleep. For obvious reason.
Because you're
Ever?
ugly.
I thought I just had to sleep during the day or something.
What you have to do is at least spend
Death rest.
4 hours of just not moving. And that will
The
be a long
meditation.
rest. Yes.
Is it called Death Rest?
Death rest.
That's what it's called in RimWorld.
However, as Gronk is asleep, Mao, you feel this deep urge to feed.
What time of day is it?
Nighttime.
I would say because it was probably sometime in the afternoon, and you guys built a fire. He
At the
builds.
funeral.
Yeah, he builds all the graves. You guys say all your piece. I would say now it's probably a good. We'll say like 7 or 8ish o'clock. So it's dusk, so it's not completely dark out yet.
Now I should have like a cape or like a mantle or something, right? I can't.
Well, that
remember.
is up to you on how you made your character look.
I should have a manticore if I roll my d6. That's how many manticores I get.
I don't think you want that.
But they listen to me. That's the
Joel,
one-time
I do have
deal.
a blanket.
Well, we could also, I mean, if you made your character to have some sort of cloak over his very fine armor, I mean, that'd be fine too. I'd let you do that. You wouldn't
I
need
would.
like a blanket. Well, it's up to you.
Well, no, just something I can throw over my head. I have armor, so most of my skin isn't exposed.
Stop.
But something to throw over my head to ensure that there's no light.
It's tea time, everybody.
So you just throw the blanket over you?
Yeah, because I mean, I already know what's happening. So it's
Is
better
he-
for me to go out and try to find something. So I'm gonna go search the forest.
Is he turned into a vampire fully yet, or is he turning? That's another question.
That is a question.
True.
That is a nice answer.
Way to go on not
Gronk's
answering the
asleep. I
question.
can't give him a real answer.
All right,
Andrew's not
so
asleep.
I'm taking off to the forest.
Gronk is pretending to sleep. And he's
Now, I know you gave
really
me some
whispering to the gods
Charisma
about.
and intelligence, but you didn't give me anything to like agility.
I'm gonna go grab like 2 ice cubes to throw in my.
Yeah, you didn't give me any dexterity boost, did you?
No, I did not. I was
All right.
waiting.
All right. So I do have a longbow, so at least I can hunt. Well, I mean, right now it's more of a reconnaissance thing, unless I can shoot my bow or anything like that without the fear of sunlight.
Okay.
So right now it's more like, what can I find?
Okay. So are you gonna leave the cave then?
Yeah,
Okay.
blanket over, make sure there's no.
I'm gonna say, give me a perception check as you're just kind of like peering out into the starting to begin darkness.
I do also have night vision, so that helps.
Yes. Dark vision, not night vision. Dark vision.
Oh, poots.
That doesn't sound good.
10.
10.
My dice are not rolling nearly as nice as they were the last time.
To be fair, it was insane last time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, last time was absolutely insane.
You're looking around and you see a couple of tracks. Like you see some rabbit tracks, you see some deer tracks. And then off in the distance, almost like glowing yellow, you can see the outline of what seems to be a humanoid.
That's creepy. Gonna try to pour this in here.
Like, how far would I think they are away?
I would say probably a good because here's how it's working in your eyes. Normally with dark vision, you wouldn't really be able to see them, but it's like a glowing outline. So I'm going to say probably even further than 60 feet. I'd probably say about like closer to 80 around there.
So if he threw Garny down the pit, he could have seen the bottom.
Well, Gurney wasn't emitting heat, so I'm assuming no.
Well, the other vampires were feeding off him, so I figured if you could see stuff you can feed on.
Well, I don't think they were feeding off of him. I think they were using it to fuel that system. I can't remember exactly.
I
Anyway,
think they were using it instead of drinking blood and killing people.
I'm going to actually call upon my T-Jub.
Okay.
Don't drink the T-Jub's blood, dude. That's not.
Well,
cool.
one, not possible. Okay,
How do you know?
So
because I'm
you
not
hear,
gonna try it.
Okay.
My buddy.
so you hear
just
the
put
cork,
1 tooth in.
you hear the cork pop, and you see him slowly start to form himself out of the bottle, and he stands up and he looks at you.
Does the T-Jub have any reaction to
buddy,
the fact that he's a
Can you
vampire
really do me
now?
a favor here? Is that a human? Is it like a hunter? Is he tracking something, or is there any other animals around?
You see it point to its mask, and it starts to ponder, and it kind of like leans over, kind of like looks in the distance, and it looks at you and looks in the distance. You see it just go like this.
Can you scurry closer? I can't get too close.
As you see him like nod, and you hear the pop, and then you like see these little grass blades start to move as he starts watering closer. And with almost like 30 seconds, you hear a, and he's back on your shoulder, and he kind of like does a pose, and you see him start to form a little goblin. And he like it's about like 6 inches tall on your shoulder, so it's about still his same height. And he's just a little goblin. He has like a little knife, and he's just like jabbing the air, and then he forms back into himself.
Thank you, buddy. That's exactly what I needed.
And he like holds
Let
up.
me know if there's. I was saying, let me know if there's anything I can ever do for you.
He,
Garny 2,
you s-
the goblin.
you see him hold up his hand for like a very tiny high five.
I hold up my finger, just like
As-
that, just like a little. tap.
As you do, he instantaneously just starts to flow back in the jar, and you see the cork just pop right back on.
All right, I rush in that direction.
As you're
Can we get Goblin and strap him to my back without legs or arms?
Oh my god.
And call him Garny 2? He can have his legs and arms.
Gardy Mach 2.
We don't know what Mach
as
is,
you-
but
Are you trying to do it stealthily, by the way, or are you just kind of like bull rushing your way?
Well, I mean, I can get closer rapidly and then get stealthier as I get closer.
I mean, you're right. That's why I'm just trying to like set up the pace here.
Yeah,
of what you're
that's
doing.
what's gonna be. Since you said it's 80 feet plus
Yeah,
out, so
yeah.
I'll get closer and then I'll approach it gingerly.
Yeah, within like just a minute, you start rushing. You can kind of feel the nice, cool breeze, and as you start to get closer and closer, you smell blood, and it fills your nostrils, and the hunger just starts to burrow in you. And as you start to stealthily move forward, you can hear their heartbeat within your ears, almost like it's right next to you. And as you get closer, you see it's a goblin. They have like a mustache, really thick, bushy eyebrows. They have a comb over, but he's bald on top, and you can kind of see he like parted the hair there, and you can see that he has these long sideburns that just kind of almost reach the chin there. And he's wearing just simple fur armor. And you see him carrying a bag and a cart that is filled with at least from what you can tell, either bodies or unconscious people.
Now, can I tell if they're humans or other demi-humans?
As you start to get closer, it's a mixture. You see, there's one tabaxi in the cart. They're kind of like tiger color, and they're pretty thick built too. You see a dragonborn in like a silk robe, and you see a as you've seen with Rizzard, a Kenku, and it looks like it's just wearing like normal cloth clothing, and they're all kind of like stacked on each other in the cart, and the goblin's just kind of,
Kenku?
and the goblin's just kind of like taking the cart. You
Kenku
kind of
like a bird?
Kenku, yes. What
Okay,
Rizzard?
I
What
found one.
Rizzard look like? As you can like hear the wheel start to squeak, and you can kind of like see the layers of unconscious or bodies just kind of like floating up and down with the motion of the cart there.
So now the goblin is pulling this cart, correct?
Yes.
So, I mean, he's not traveling at a fast pace if he's pulling that much, and two, that
No.
wagon's probably making a bunch of noise. So I could probably rapidly sneak up on him.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Pretty sure my stealth. It's pooping. Oh, it is big time poopy.
Also, I need you to make sure, does your armor give you disadvantage on stealth, or is that just Grog's?
Yeah, but his hearing has disadvantage, so I feel like it's hand in hand.
It wasn't at advantage to
what?
begin with.
Well, what do you mean? You're pulling a wagon. You have your heavy breathing because you're pulling at least two
You're
bodies.
wearing
in a wagon.
super heavy armor. What do you mean? It's like listening to a slinky behind you.
Fine. Fine. I'll roll another dice, even though my first one was 15, and I have
Gronk.
zero
Gronk.
anything to it.
Gronk rolled disadvantage and still got a 20. That's why he sneaked.
Joel, two 15s. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Two
Are
15s.
you
I
kidding me?
rolled two
Are you
15s.
are you freaking kidding me right now, dude?
We're stealthy.
Holy shit. What are the odds of that?
Welcome
That
to
is
D&D.
amazing.
I guess the new freaking roguelike instead of
Okay, so the people that weren't here for the last one, I rolled something with advantage and rolled two 20s. I just rolled with disadvantage two 15s. Not quite as good, but still pretty good. I'm all about it.
such baloney.
Wasn't my HP at like 30? Why is it at 25?
Did you put it back up? Hold on.
The max went down. I wonder if I messed it up.
You might have on accident. Let me look at your character.
Because it was 30 something at least. 30, I don't remember.
I could have sworn it was 31. I think. It's been a while. It's been too long. I honestly couldn't tell you.
It
off the
was
top of my head.
something like that. I just know it wasn't 25.
So, now.
Did you fix it?
No, I did not. I was going to let you do that. There should be...
Let me try. Okay.
Just go to your character sheet, go to edit your character, and then like on the first page it should have your health on there, or you might have to go to your health after that. But then you can fix it on there. Mal, as you are somehow stealthily walking with your heavy armor, you sneak up
Well,
behind
everyone
him.
you have sneaks with chainmail on.
Yeah, what's the deal? What would you like to do, Mal, as you are now kind of like following him stealthily?
I guess I'm just gonna try to hit him in the back of the head with my weapon.
Go ahead and give me an attack with advantage, because obviously it would be a surprise attack.
19.
All right.
Good lord.
So if I remember right, D&D Beyond has a thing where when you attack,
Joel, let's switch it to 33.
that's fine.
Okay. Because I don't know what I'm doing. It said rolled HP, so I put in 30 and it switched it to 33.
Well,
and I
it just added your Constitution modifier. That's what that did.
Oh. Okay.
So go ahead and give me a damage roll. I'll say, since you're using like the butt end, give me a D4.
But
3.
3. You bump.
wow, why are you fighting this alone? He obviously killed things.
As you bump him, he falls over, and you hear him go, "Ah, gosh darn it," as he just falls over, unconscious in front of you.
The goblin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. I done went and stumbled. It's
Call for backup, quick! It
All
reminds me of
right.
the episode of
I-
Adventure Time when they were spanking all the goblins' hams and then Finn becomes the king. And they're like, please don't spank us too hard!
It's like, oh, I misbehaved. You better spank me. It's-
Good lord.
What would you like to
All
do
right.
now?
Call for backup.
I'm just going to take a little sippy sip.
And then call
Tap
for
into
backup.
that nice little icy cold vein right here.
So, as you take a bite, go
It tastes
ahead.
gross.
Go ahead and give me another D4 because it is piercing damage because you're using your teeth.
Do I get any like bonus damage on top of it, or is it just a straight D4?
I don't think you want to kill it.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So just use a standard roll.
1.
1 point of piercing damage. You do stink your teeth in, but it's not as far as you would like, but you're still able to get some of that blood. And then you just keep drinking and keep drinking and keep drinking. I'm going to need you to give me a wisdom saving throw to see if you can stop yourself.
You should have called for backup. I could have stopped you.
Like a bad
Better not.
mosquito.
You cannot kill Garny too.
11.
11.
He passes.
As you just keep drinking and drinking
Can
and
I
drinking.
add my D6 to that? Keep the goblin alive.
Well, he rolled a 5, so I got a dragon now that can drain kind of dry every time. Because that's how D6s work nowadays, according to his rules.
As you're drinking and drinking and drinking, you get to this point where you start to feel a little drunk from it. And your body starts to just feel relaxed. And you slowly start to pass out from just being... Basically, it's like you just had sex and now your body is just relaxed.
You're getting drunk from goblin sex? Is that what I'm
So
hearing?
It's called blood plague.
Everything?
It's really gross.
Everything goes black for a moment. You open your eyes back, and when you get up, you no longer hear the heartbeat of the goblin. And all your sensations
God dang it, RJ.
start to
Oh, jeez. I killed a goblin instead of something better.
Sorry. normalize. And RJ, I'm
Again,
gonna
normalizing
have
that.
you change your race to Damp Fear, which is it's a vampire. If you
So
don't,
do I lose my... Okay, so I have to go through my app and do that.
well, you might
do
not.
I re-
You might not have that. So I'll
There's probably a good chance that I don't. But I'm on your thing. Do you have that shared?
I should. It'll be.
Well, Joel should be able to change it too.
That is also true.
And what did you call it?
A damn fear. So
Like
let-
DAM?
Yeah. So let me see here.
If Gronk knew what you did, he'd never forgive you about killing Garny too.
Cardi 2. Good God. Let me see. How
Okay,
do
I lost my buddies.
That is, yeah. You right. You right. I'm sorry. You right.
I could have used Garny too. Oh, jeez, Rick! And then
So-
you drink all his blood.
So hold on. All right. So basically, you're going to keep everything else that your character has. You're just going to gain. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Actually, we'll just Google it. That'll be quicker. Damn fear. D&D. Let's see here. Wife is bringing in the duckies. Okay, so let me see that. It's not the right one. Hold on. Okay. There we go. That's the one I wanted to look at. But where is it? Let's see. Okay. Let me see. So you're gonna keep everything that your character is. Let me see. You're gonna get dark vision. Obviously, we already talked about that. You are going to have Vampire's Bite, which you roll an attack roll with strength or dex, whatever is higher. On a hit, you bite, deals necrotic damage equal to 1d6 plus your ability modifier that you used. Let me see. And you gain temporary hit points equal to the amount of necrotic damage dealt. So, and then you have Vampiric Gaze. You can cast Charm Person. Charisma would be your spell casting ability for this one. You require no components to cast it, but your target must be able to see you. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all uses when you finish a long rest. Okay, and then real quick, I really need to use the restroom, so I'm gonna take a quick break here, everybody.
What if we break you?
Excellent. Okay, sorry. However, Mao, I'm also going to give you this. I'm going to say you cannot walk in the sunlight, otherwise you will die a horrible fiery death. And on top of that, I will give you... Hold on, I keep dropping my dice on my horrible floor. Oh no!
Not your horrible floor.
It is horrible because I have ducks living in here, and we have them living in a pool, and they like to make everything gross, and my floor is covered in the poopy caca. Poopy caca stinky.
So it's just like every other house you've ever had.
Except with ducks. Anyway,
Get it? Because I called Joel Poopy Caca Stinky.
poopy caca stinky. Maui, I'm going to give you also perception, good lord, advantage on perception checks that involve scent.
Can I get something if you're handing stuff out?
Yeah, sure. You're all healed up from your long rest.
You wake up and you
All right,
feel
so,
good.
like, how long was I out?
Well, let's see. You walked out right after Gronk fell asleep.
No. I mean, like you said, I drank
Oh.
the goblin's blood.
And you
I would
passed
say
out.
I would say by now it is actually it's pretty dark now. Like you can see the stars in the sky finally. So
Like 1, 2 in the morning, or
I would say more closer to midnight.
All right. Well, now since I'm up,
hopefully you're not part werewolf too, because it's a full moon.
way cooler. A vampire werewolf. That'd be so cool. I'm
Vampire
Jacob
wolf.
and Edward, dude. I don't even have to fight for Bella at that point.
You're Jedward.
Jedward.
All right.
Kill me
Anyway,
now.
terrible movies aside, anybody in the back of that thing alive?
Give me a investigation check.
Honestly, do I have to? I could hear the goblin's heartbeat. But now I guess I'm sated, so it's fine.
Do an investigation check and smell if they're dead, because then you get a bonus.
But
Can I
people can
smell
tell that
they're
about
dead?
being alive. Trust me, I've met them. All right, why is my... Okay, there we go. $15.
15. You go through each individual one. Oh my god, why, Andrew? This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
That's you, Mao. That's what you look like now.
Dropping my dice.
Well,
oh,
I don't blame you for dropping it because that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
oh my word, dude, that's horrible, and yet awesome.
Are they
at the same
alive?
time. So, as you are looking through all the corpses, none of them are alive. But I will give you this. Go ahead and give
Sure.
me a percentage dice. So that'll be
They're
a
full of
D100
blood.
and a D10.
They're full of blood.
All right, like I don't ever look at which ones I actually pull out.
So the
RJ
D100.
roll.
Yeah, I mean, no, wait.
Can RJ roll a perception check
Yeah.
to see if any of them are hot?
82.
And I'm not talking about
82.
war.
You find 82 gold pieces on those corpses.
Wait, didn't we find a bag of gold
Gimme.
in that chest? The mimic? I remembered it after we were done. Because I never added the gold to my inventory. How much gold was in the mimic?
Mao should have it if I remember correctly.
Mao, did you get the gold from the mimic?
No, because he held on to the gem and the coin because we didn't have time to exchange.
Yeah, I didn't give him anything. I just never found out how much gold it was.
I could have
I
sworn we
have
did.
15 silver. No, because I got silver before from something else. But I don't think I got the silver from the mimic.
82 gold.
I could have sworn we did.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't have any gold, so it would have had to. And I don't remember giving any to Mao, but if he has it, he would be the one, because I don't have any gold.
Trying to remember.
Can't remember.
This is why I wish I had somebody else on the VODs. Somebody could tell me.
Yeah,
Dang,
no, and
that's
I'm
a
like
long
I said,
bond to
I'm
go
god
through.
awful at taking fucking notes. I am truly.
I
the
got
worst.
really into it last week and didn't take that, or last time and didn't take that many notes. But I didn't even remember that we got the bag of gold, and then I was thinking about it later, and I was like, oh dang, we got that bag of gold, but Joel never told us how much was in it. Because those guys ran in the room right away. We didn't really stop and...
I
Go
will
over that.
tell you once you are awake.
Oh yeah, my
Gronk wakes
added
up.
what I
Hey,
had wrote,
how
written
much
down,
Joel...
but I don't have it in my actual equipment.
Okay, Gronk wakes up and wonders, how much gold was in that mimic?
Not
And he
how
looks
that
in the
works.
bag.
Not how that works.
All right, Joel. Before I leave the bodies,
I'm not
is
woken
any
up
of their
yet.
blood still
No, it's only
viable,
midnight. You went to sleep.
or is it rancid?
The bodies?
No, the blood. Like, is there a way it can contain any blood and, like, seal it shut, kind of thing?
You can
So then I
most
don't have
certainly
it until the time?
try. You can try.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'd be able to smell how dead they are, because after a certain point of being deceased, you know it's bad.
They seem pretty fresh.
Well, then let's. Well, do I even have any vials other than the one that my T-Jub's in?
That would have to be in your inventory if you did.
I doubt I do. So I suppose, now sated, I shall be good for a while. Can I check them to see if they have any containers that might be able to hold blood?
You do have one container that could hold blood.
Not my T-Jub.
I'm just saying, you can pour
Andrew
the
wants
powder
so bad
you can
for you
pour
to
the
not
powder.
have it.
into the T-Jub bag, and then pour the blood into the T-Jub bottle, because he has the leather bag, which is what keeps him from the sun anyway. Why does it need to be in a jar?
You shut up about my T-Jub, you don't know shit.
Everyone
Leave
vote to Skronk wake up.
Guys, that's a good idea, whoever posted that in the chat.
Andy6752, you're gonna get banned. So
Alright, I probably doubt that there's anything on there.
I
but is there a
I would
chance?
say after you searched and you found the gold, you did not find any sort of vials or anything like that on them.
All right, so I guess. Well, I mean, that's going to keep me fed for a while, so I'll go back.
Okay, so it only takes you like a couple minutes. By the way, that cart is is right next to where the big explosion happened.
Should we take the cart? We don't have a cart.
So you can still sort of see a little bit of smolder coming up, but it's definitely not smoking because the rain kind of doled it all out, but it's still kind of smoldering a bit. You can kind of like still see the smoke as you like are heading back towards the cave. As you get to the cave, you see Gronk lying sleepily on the cave floor, and you see
Typical.
Kind nestled next to him.
What a succulent neck you have there. Just kidding. Fully full. He went to bed before it was nighttime out, so I'm assuming he's probably nearing the end of his long rest.
Well,
Yeah, I was thinking that
a
too,
long
but-
rest is 8 hours. However,
Yes, but he went to bed.
around 8
4-ish?
o'clock. It was it was 8 o'clock.
Oh.
Because if you remember, you guys, it was like 4 o'clock when you guys were talking to Grace. You guys did all your goodbyes and the campfire. After all that,
All right. Oh, this is gonna go rough. All right, so timing out what he has for the rest of his long rest.
about
what
4
time
more
that-
hours.
So about 4 in the morning.
Yes.
Is that sunrise or what time like period are we talking in the hemisphere?
Doesn't sunrise probably be 5 or 6? I
Yeah.
would say 4.
So it would still be like a little dark. Yes.
Well, like what I'm saying is, it's like because sometimes it rises 5 in the morning in like summertime. So-
you're meaning what time frame are we in the world right now? I get you.
Yeah.
Right now, where you guys are at, it is summertime.
So yeah, so I got an hour by the time he wakes up with a full rest to travel somewhere, find safety before I'm scorched to death.
Yes.
So I would have to break his sleeping habit to make it to where we're going
Yes.
before.
So
Well-
I can find out how much gold I have.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wake him up.
It's all coming together.
How do you wake
mean-
up Gronk?
Easily, because
Gently.
Gronk is a light sleeper. I said this before Gronk went to sleep the first time, that he's a light sleeper.
You can't even hear me when I do like the piss noise, you know, it's like psst.
When you pee.
Yeah, but you know, you do like that psh, psh. Okay,
Gronk-
they kind of picked up that time.
Gronk rolls
Like,
over.
"Ah, ah."
I'm easily awakened from that slumber. That's what he said.
As he awakens from the slumber, it's just like, how you doing now?
Let's count that gold I found in that mimic. I've been dreaming about it all night. Somebody told me I couldn't
Here,
figure out how much
about
it is.
Whatever you're mumbling about, I'm on a time schedule now. I just bled a goblin, and we need to find another place for us to move to as we progress. And or we
You
need to
just
make
bled a
nocturnal
goblin?
as well.
If only there was. Oh, Mao, if only there was some sort of cart or wagon that was being pulled by something that we could take that would make it faster for us to get to wherever we were going. That would be really good.
Okay, what wagon is being pulled by anything other than a goblin that may or may not have died?
Well, I
Dude, we
thought
had
the
taken-
goblin was.
make it faster.
I thought it was a goblin that was on a pulled wagon, like with like a donkey or something. Because how is the
No, I thought-
goblin?
I thought
was
the
the goblin
goblin
pulling
was
so-
pulling the wagon.
Well, because there's like 5 dead bodies. I don't think the goblin's strong enough just to pull that wagon around.
He just said it was a wagon pulled by goblins. That's what I assumed.
It's like a hand wagon. It's not
Yeah,
like a wagon
see?
wagon.
It would still be good for us to have the hand
Right
wagon.
now, you're dead.
Basically, yeah, same cart. Same
I
concept.
think it would still be good for us to get the hand wagon that I don't know about.
Well, anyway, we'll like talk about that later because I'm already telling you right now that I have fed because I have to.
We're never coming back for that wagon unless we grab it on the way to somewhere.
Anyway, I was not too far from the place where that explosion happened. We can go check it out, but we can't do it in the daylight. So I need you to get up now so we can do it.
and we can stop by somewhere on the way since it was right by where the explosion happened. Maybe
Well,
somewhere
I mean,
with
with the
a
proper
hand
interrogation, you
wagon.
might be able to get to that point. But
Hey,
right
Mal!
now, we're just going to
Hey,
the point
Mal!
of the explosion.
I wonder if you have seen any kind of hand wagon in the forest lately that we could.
Strangely enough, I haven't. It's really weird. My memory, dude, it's like I got drunk and I passed out for a little bit, and then I came back feeling fantastic. But in that little stint of time, I don't remember much.
Also, Andrew.
Gronk pulls out a javelin and jabs it into his own chest and dies, and then lays down amongst the stacks of stones. That's what Gronk feels like doing right now.
Seppukus. Also, Gronk, in that pouch is 730 gold pieces. That probably wasn't the original price because I just rolled for it.
Gronk has the money now.
Gronk can get us crunked, you know what I'm saying? Holla
We can-
holla.
We can get the horse-drawn wagon now. You said 730?
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of gold pieces. No, but just to be all seriousness, Gronk was gonna open up to Mao a little bit in the morning since he had all that time. So while we're walking towards the place or whatever, Gronk opens up a little bit about his past and just a bunch of the stuff that he went through, like his dad beating his mom and killing people, and the orc way and stuff like that. So long story short, Gronk grew up in an orc camp where his dad was the chief of the camp, and his dad wanted him to be a great orc. And in their group, it was about who could kill and pillage better. But Gronk, there was always something off about Gronk compared to the other orcs. He didn't really care about that. But he tried to force himself to do it so he could prove himself to his dad. But when it came down to it, like after all the years of stuff happening, his dad was about to kill this kid who was like 6 or 7 years old, that was like the king's only heir or whatever, that they were pillaging, and Gronk tried to stop him, and then Gronk's dad tried to force him to kill the kid, saying that he's never gonna be great like him if he doesn't kill it, and Gronk can't get himself to do it, and so the chief has other orcs hold Gronk down while the dad smashes the little boy's head in, and that's why Gronk ran away and was living with the other people.
The tavern owners.
Mm-hmm. And that's why he also really didn't trust you at first and didn't want to really get into stuff. But he has this inner battle with him about whether he, like, what does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be tough and strong and stuff like that? So, like, he thinks that, like, crying and everything like that is weakness. But he basically gives you a general story of what growing up was like. And that's it. And we're heading toward the place.
I'm gonna take a look over at Gronk as we're walking. My now pale red eyes gazing into his searingly because, you know, I'm a vampire.
Staring into his neck, his big,
Yeah.
thick green neck, thinking of how much blood must be in that giant body. You got
I
drunk
didn't
on my
have
goblin.
that when I grew up. Mine was cut short for the most part. I was a traveler with my people. We stumbled across this small village. They had Tabaxi, they had orcs, they had everybody. It was just a outcast village. We all cared for each other. We all took care of each other. But you don't know this yet, and I don't like saying this. I've been hiding it from everybody I've ever met, except my mentor. I'm a changeling. Everybody
Gronk
hates us.
looks at
Everybody
you
wants us dead.
super confused because he has no idea what that is.
So I take my very basic human, I'm 5'7", blonde hair, blue eyes, just standard pretty boy kind of concept. And I
You're
turn
a
into
youth that
pale
some mustache-clad
figure
man would
with
like.
just black hair. This is what we are. I'm nothing. I'm everything. But no one can trust you. How can you trust me? This is what I lived up with. My family was killed because I got caught changing outside a campfire on a way to a village. I can't be me. I have a guild hunting me because they hate changelings.
You can
But
tell the
fun
Gronk
fact,
looks.
Now,
great.
I'm a vampire. Who the hell cares? I have a bounty on my head, and probably rightfully so now. Before I was fine. Now I'm not, Grok. I just killed a goblin pulling a wagon full of dead people.
How much?
You have to help me here. I
okay.
can't do this on my own.
Okay, so couple things. One, you can tell that Gronk definitely doesn't care that you're a changeling. It doesn't change how he feels. He's confused a little bit about exactly what a changeling is, but he kind of figured out a little bit what you meant, and then he asked you how much the bounty is for you.
A bounty for a
Well, no,
changeling?
to see if we can. No, I guess that's because I was thinking like a Red Dead Redemption bounty, like you pay it off and then you're free. Is that how it works?
No. This is because we can be anything and anyone.
Gronk looks so confused. That
We
this
can't
is
take
not like
we
Red
can't
Dead
take
2?
exact identities, but we can take similar shapes. So we could infiltrate kingdoms. We could overthrow kings. We can do all that. All we wanted to do was live a peaceful life. They chased us out. They killed my family. I lived in the forest for weeks until a traveling family took me in and then led me to the town where I ended up stealing from a paladin, where he captured me inside of his house and raised me to be who I am. I've never took my normal shape until now. I did try to use it to scare
Wait,
the mentor, but it didn't
Did you
work.
change in front of me into your normal shape? Is that what happened?
Yeah, as we're talking on our way.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I heard that right. So you changed from dark hair to blonde hair?
No, my standard figure is 5'7", white, blonde hair, blue eyes, the standard look.
Mm-hmm. But what do you really look like?
Yeah, no, I just go ghostly gray, like, just super gray, black hair, and my eyes, are now vampiric, so there's still the red and white.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
As
This isn't gonna be easy. I'm gonna need to eat. I'm going to have to feast on something, so we need to hunt when we can. Maybe find a way to capture blood for me.
Gronk
I don't know if
good
there's
at
a cure,
hunting.
especially I just ate, so I don't know if there's a cure for us or for me at all. I'm gonna stick to killing with what I don't know. I'm trying to go to animals, but I just had to eat the first thing that I saw earlier.
Well, I can think Gronk and Kind are good at hunting animals.
Animals? Yeah, throw a little bit of that accent on their animals.
Animals.
Why don't you try to see if you can sniff an animal while we're walking through the woods?
I've already eaten.
Well, because we can. I mean, we can keep it alive, maybe. I figure we get a horse or something, and then we have a wagon, and then you got horse drink.
I don't know how kindly that horse will take to that.
It doesn't matter what the horse thinks.
Kind of does. It's a pet. I mean,
Real quick, I'm gonna give you
I don't know.
guys.
I got sidetracked. I lost my train of thought.
I'm gonna
It's a
give you
slave.
guys both 200 XP for role playing that whole bit out. As a DM, I love to see
Roleplay.
that kind of stuff. And highly appreciate
Manage
it.
Characters and levels. Manage XP.
Oh my goodness, how the hell do I even get to this?
Was I at just level 3 exactly?
Yes.
How do I add XP?
Let's go to your
Because
character
it says
sheet.
manage XP, it doesn't say add.
Manage XP is the same thing. Where are you? Oh, wait, I gotta go to my campaigns. Hold on. Oops. Where am I going?
Oh, add. Okay, there it is.
Oh, you found her? Okay. Good. Bada boom, bada bang.
You said 200?
Yep, 200.
Alright, I'm at more XP now.
I hopefully am too also at more XP now. It said it said it added it, so I should be good.
Good.
All right.
Excellent. So, by the way,
Now, Gronk gets the power to start things on fire with his mind. That's what I want to use my 200 XP on. And my dice roll.
as you guys are, so where are you guys going exactly?
Towards
We're
where the
going to
smoke
where
was.
that smoke was coming from, so not too far from the goblin.
Okay.
But we're not going there because there's definitely not a handcart there. As far as Gronk knows.
As you guys are
Yep,
moving,
all I told you that there was a dead goblin.
as you are walking towards, you can see as you guys get closer, you can still smell the burnt bits of what seems to be just chunks of metal. You can see bits of it melted. You can see little small crates that exploded on impact. You can see the shattered wood pieces. As you continue walking forward, you see what looks to be a cockpit. You see a very familiar figure.
It was a rocket ship.
Standing in the cockpit, and you see another familiar figure standing also beside them. You see Grace and Sir Tilmar standing in the cockpit. You see Grace presses a button. You see the whole interior start to glow. And he turns around and he sees you. I wouldn't bother here, but that's just me. See y'all later. And you see like a black portal start to form, and him and Sir Tilmar go through the portal, and the portal fades.
I hate him.
He has a rock. I didn't like him from the beginning, so I was right.
I mean, do you ever even pay attention to his voice? So grating on the ears. God, Gronk, this guy just.
Yeah, there is no one in this entire country that sounds like that. Sounds like some made up language from a made up land.
Joel, I'm gonna change the skin color of my guy. I'm gonna make him purple, and I'm just gonna give him some similar traits because I can't do exact. Fish out of my tail, boy.
Gronk is literally speechless, just like, what just happened? Also, he just found out that Mao can shapeshift, and there's a lot going on for him right
Well, I
now.
was gonna say I shapeshifted prior when we were on the watch.
No,
So it's
no, it wasn't like a surprise, but there's just so much information he's gotten in like the last hour.
True.
I'm gonna look at Gronk and be like, I'm terrible.
What? Where did they go?
I don't exist in this realm, so I can't make that joke. But I'm just saying.
I am a man who takes care of cattle.
You ever seen a blob go through some metal bars? We're both there for that.
I just asked Mao if he knows where Grimace went.
God damn it, Grimace.
Through the
God.
portal. He
Portal?
went through the portal.
Portal?
Yeah, the thing that just encased the ship that he left in a portal.
No.
Where
The
does
ship
where
didn't
does-
leave. He left.
Oh, well, you said it was in
Where's
the
the-
cockpit. I thought it went around the whole thing.
No,
Where does-
no.
Portal? Where does portal go? What is a portal?
Pork, simple.
Well,
Grunt.
you remember when you had the lizard raven under your arm and he disappeared? Whoop!
Yeah,
And he teleported elsewhere. He opened up a portal
in
and
my
went to that
arm.
location. We don't know that location.
Oh, okay.
Unless
So
we
what
do,
does
like,
the cockpit look like?
It's basically like
Like a rocket ship?
imagine
Dragons.
Subnautica's cockpit. So
There's a futuristic submarine cockpit?
it's all white interior, and after Grace press a button, you see these bright LED lights that are just filling inside the cockpit. Now, are you guys getting closer, or are you guys staying where you're at?
Wait a minute. There's a futuristic spaceship cockpit
Mm-hmm.
in the D&D campaign
Yes.
where there's no electricity. Or most
Andrew, I
places
just
don't
want-
have
I just want you to
running
know.
water.
I just want you to know, illithids are aliens, and you're surprised that there's a cockpit in front of you right now.
Yeah, but theirs is made out of meat.
I don't care about the pit. I only care about the cack.
Nice.
I think
God, that
Gronk would
fucking
be
laugh.
just as
That's
confused.
not the dumbest fucking joke ever.
I figured it was like something like a hot air balloon, like weird airship wooden thing,
No.
not a
No.
space age futuristic electronic thing. The Elliptic ship isn't electronic; it's all made out of meat.
on
And they
the
hook tentacles to it.
on the inside, but on the outside, it's
it
a
still
ship.
looks like meat on the outside. It doesn't look white with like glowing LEDs on it.
I mean, that's
Anyway.
true, but it's still made out of metal. But anyway, go on.
I just want to take a perception check
Okay,
because I don't know.
how
what's
close
going
are
on.
you guys getting? Because that will
I'm
change.
as close as I
on-
was already. Like I'm not getting any closer. I'm standing right where I was when we came upon
How
it.
So
far
how-
away are we from it?
Yeah.
That is up to you guys. That's why I'm asking for the perception check because it'll
when
change.
they teleported out,
Oh.
what was like
Yeah, because I'm not moving any closer.
I would say within like 30 feet.
Okay, so I'm 30 feet away because I'm not
I'll
stepping
move
any
10
closer.
feet in, but no closer.
Okay.
I want to do perception,
Okay. Go ahead.
and I reserve my right to add a 6 to it if I fail, or a D6. To
You
it.
have to decide before you roll to use it.
13
13.
plus 2 is 15. So
15,
I
that's
decide not to use it.
That's a pretty good roll. Actually, I might be wrong with that. Inspiration, you might be able to use that whenever.
I think
'Cause
Yeah, I
think-
wasn't sure. I kind of figured you'd have to choose beforehand.
I think it's before,
But
but
I mean,
either
I
way.
believe it. You know what? It's
Either way, I got it.
Yeah, either way, he rolled a 15. As you're just kind of like peering in, you can see there is what looks to be to be best described like a garden gnome. Like it has the pointy cap. It's very small, but it's all made out of metal, and you can see its bottom half, it's just one big wheel. And it's kind of like
The Sims 4 has attacked the TNT world.
and you can see it's kind of like strapped in what seems to be like a small platform made for it. You can see like on the back of its head of the little dunce cap that it's wearing, you can see there's a hole, and you can see like wires sprouting out. You can see there is what looks to be an ant-like creature. Just
Ant?
An ant-like creature, yes. But it's really big, and it's sitting in one of the cockpit chairs, and it's sitting there lifeless. You can see there are two sort of best described, like, imagine melted jello pools. One is in the first cockpit chair, and then the one's in a bag, and it's more like rainbow-esque colored. The first one in the cockpit is like a brightish green. And then as you are looking in...
Like a pool of slime or like a blob, like a gelatin?
No, like slime.
Okay.
So as you are like looking in, you both hear... Does anybody in here speak... Hold on, I gotta figure it out. What's the language? Give me a second.
Can I take a bite into the ant's arm and say, that's the tastiest crunch I've ever heard? And look directly into camera?
That's the tastiest crunch I ever had.
It's the old
Oh,
Vlasic
God,
pickle. You don't remember the pickle commercial?
Wait, what?
Vlasic used to run pickle commercials, and their catchphrase was, that's the tastiest crunch I've ever heard.
That's so concerning.
Because they were talking about how crunchy their pickles were.
Let's see. That's class. Oh, there we go. Do any of you speak primordial?
No.
No.
Common or orc?
Both of you hear a sort of tone, and the LEDs in the ship get brighter with every enunciation of words. And you hear something just go... And then you hear a...
Bing! For those of you who don't know, the ship is about to self-destruct.
How do they know our language?
I'm just gonna
As-
scoot and boogie on out. Because I mean,
as-
like, you have common, and if I mean, common is something that every language knows. They'd probably put it in common.
Do you think Gronk would know what self-destruct means?
Give me...
Like, do you think that Gronk would know that self-destruct means explode?
As you are...
Because I don't think it's a common turn of phrase in that period or whatever
Basically...
land they're in.
No. These things never happen.
Yeah, so he probably doesn't know what self-destruct means.
Well, I mean, like, well, like this thing's going to explode. We all know what
Did
explode.
it say explode or self-destruct?
Self-destruct.
Do we need... How about we both roll a history check and see if we know what that means? Is that a good check?
I'm going to give you both at disadvantage, though, considering this is a word that doesn't get tossed around very often.
What if I want an advantage?
You can use your inspiration.
What if I want to choose to use it after I roll?
I'll think about it.
Menacing. When you were just... I have a power that makes me do things twice. I'm trying to figure it out real quick.
I had a 6. Which sucks because I rolled a nat 20 and the other one rolled a 5.
Could you imagine? You're just like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah, you're just like, wow.
let's get away
My
now.
mind just blew itself up, almost like it.
Oh, I forgot.
It's-
I'm proficient with leatherworking tools too.
Good,
When
this
you
is stacked up.
when you fail an ability check, you can expend the use of second wind, and instead of regaining HP, you roll a 1d10 and add the result to the ability check.
Yeah,
If the
there
check
we go,
still fails.
baby.
Okay, so if I fail, I can unfail it.
Well, hopefully, we're gonna find out.
Maybe not. What was it a check of?
I haven't said the number.
No, but what skill?
Oh,
History.
history.
Like-
You wanted history.
I don't know why I said that. I have a -2 for history, and I rolled a 2.
Ooh.
If let me just
Ew.
ask you this: if I rolled the D10, would there even be a chance for me to roll high enough?
If you got a 10.
All right, I'll try it. 'Cause if I don't I don't expend one of my uses if I don't succeed the throw. So it's this weird one, right?
I can't see. That might be yes.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a real
A
good
0
shake.
is a 10, by the way.
The line is the bottom, right?
Yes.
yeah,
6.
6. You both got 6. That's weird.
I don't use my action surge though, or my tactical mind, 'cause
Nothing
I
comes-
guarantee that.
Nothing comes to mind, but I will say this. You probably still feel a little off about getting closer to this ship.
Well, I'm 30 feet away.
well, I was gonna say,
should be
like, he's
okay.
30 feet. I'm 20 feet.
And
As soon as it started speaking, like we heard the. What
I
did you
would
call
say
it?
to Mao, I wouldn't get too
Primordial?
close to that thing. That's
I
what
would
I
say,
say.
like, I feel like hearing the primordial, I'd probably start a step back.
as you take a step back and like we'll say like this was all like within that same process, you hear a voice. Hello, is anybody there?
Another accent that's never existed in this world showing up. No.
Oh my! Do you also know a very specific hand
Surprise.
salute? It's-
Last time I was home, there was a
He's
man with a
speaking
mustache
common, it's not
running.
another language, right?
What?
He's speaking
He's
common.
just speaking
He's
common.
speaking common. Trust me, I'd tell you if it was a different language.
Yeah, you would say something like.
Who are you?
What'd you say, Mal?
I asked him who he was.
If you help me out of this situation, I will tell you.
1 sec. What?
You understood that thing. How much time?
Oh, it's so hot.
In about,
Is there
I
something
would
to
say, you have about 10 minutes.
Can you do that or not? Yeah.
I'm gonna rush in to help.
You rush
Wait,
in.
Sorry, what did he say? I got stopped.
Mao
somebody
asks
came in.
about how long since they understood what it said. And
Until it explodes.
till it explodes. And the person said 10 minutes. So Mao's rushing in. As you get closer, you can see the gnome starting to like wave frantically at you.
All right, so I run up to him.
Can we ask the gnome? Can I say what's going on to the gnome? Thing?
Wait, Are you
Yes.
following me?
Well,
yes.
I would have gotten closer if Mal ran up there.
Okay. So as you're both like keeping pace and you run
yeah,
over.
I'm not jumping into the ship. I'm just getting close enough, and then I can.
What's
talk to
happening?
the gnome.
What is happening? I will say this. If we don't get out of here, we're going to explode. If you don't know what an explosion is, it's things that go boom. I don't like going boom.
So is the gnome the thing that was talking originally, or is it?
No.
So who was RJ talking to?
The
The
gnome.
German guy.
The gnome.
the gnome is the German
No,
man.
Yes.
no. Like we heard originally talking was the ship.
So
itself.
we heard the gargly, which is not the gnome,
Yes.
but we've been talking to the gnome.
Yes.
Can I just grab the gnome?
The gnome is strapped in, so you can kind of like give me a sleight of hand check to see if you can remove him.
13.
13.
I can roll a d10 if you say no. Did it work?
I would say yes. As you're like sort of unclipping him, you see him like kind of like prop himself, and he's very short. We're talking like 3 feet tall short.
Like Gronk just picked him up with one hand.
As you like pick him up, he goes, yes, now if you could just wait a second. I would like to grab the back of my head, and he like points to the giant hole with the wires sticking out.
What is that about?
Why is there vines in your head? Is what Gronk said.
It's not vines. Oh my lord. Oh jeez. Okay, how do I explain this? It's
Do you want me to pull him out?
No. It's part of my brain, big one. Brain, the thing that makes you go yes or no.
Okay.
It's part of
I know
that.
what a brain is.
What are you?
I'm an automaton. Have you not seen?
Why
How
is
about
your
this?
brain out?
How about this? You let me get my brain, please.
Why is it out of your head?
Or else I'm gonna start. You just start to slow down.
All right, okay. I like start like trying to like help him, like push him towards the machine more, like the cockpit, like figure out which one it is.
And you're like showing him. It's almost like you're pushing like dead weight as he's just like getting wheeled over to the cockpit by you, and he just like lays over, just basically unconscious on top of like the steering stick.
I will look around
Can we
and
do
see
a
if there's anything
perception
that
check?
matches the plug-in.
Like,
or
can I
any of the
look at it?
attachments.
I just want to look at it and see if I can figure out how his brain is
Squares go in
connected to the
squares,
wall.
circles go in circles, kind of thing. Like I was like, see if I can't plug him in.
Okay, so first I'll give Mao. I'll give a perception check, and you also a perception check on what you were doing.
Okay. With advantage, probably.
I was saying the right die.
19.
Jeez. I mean,
He got a 1.
Gronk isn't exactly dumb.
He got
so...
a 1.
Oh, he got a 1?
Yeah.
Oh, it's... Wait, Mao or you?
I got a 19.
Oh.
Mao got a 1 because Gronk is the smart one.
Gronk isn't necessarily dumb. So you kind of figure out that if he
I
said
think he just doesn't know things. He's not stupid.
Yeah.
Like, he can learn. He
You,
just
like-
doesn't know.
I would say this, he could probably put together that these wires just help him think.
So can I, like, unplug it from the wall? Like, do I figure that out, or...
Would you like to try? And for Mao, you're looking
That's
everywhere
why I roll
across the...
perception.
You're
Just
looking...
to see if I can do something to get
You-
him unconnected.
Well, he's already unconnected. It's just a hole. It's just a big
Oh,
hole.
so... Okay. I just want to jump out with him, then.
Mao, you're looking frantically,
please.
but the cockpit is so... It's just everything's basically white and gleamy. It's like... You've seen Star Trek, the newer Star Trek movies where like everything's like really white.
All the same.
Yeah, everything
no
looks the
different.
same, and it is hard to find anything in there.
Have you seen the VR chat Star Trek where the guy's on the...
Oh yeah, I love that. But
Oni did it once. It was pretty fun.
it was good. But for Gronk,
Anyway.
you're like looking around, and there's nothing that really comes to like to your mind that like, oh, this will fit in there. So you rush him out of there. Mao, are you still in the cockpit?
You need to keep looking for his brain.
Do I have like a perception of how much time has passed?
I would say. You know what? We're gonna do a fun little game.
Can Mao smell his brain?
We're gonna do it this
Well,
way.
he's a robot, so no.
We're gonna do it this way, okay? I have. It's a D100, but it'll still work. We're gonna start at 100. We'll say about 10 seconds has passed. So, well, not 10 seconds. We'll say 1 minute has passed since you guys were in there. So every time you both do something, a minute's gonna pass.
So he ran off with them. I have a vague conception of what his head looks like.
Yeah, you just need to
Yes.
find something that would fit in that hole.
Nice.
What
if
do
I
I need
know
to
anything
roll?
about Mao, he knows how to get things in holes. He's really good at golf, is what I meant. Thanks.
So, what do I need to roll? Like,
You already rolled perception. I can give you another one if you would like. Or if you want investigation.
What about
I'll try another
Arcana?
perception, but I'm also going to slap on that bonus. And that was a D6, you said?
Yes, D6 of inspiration.
He did good, I can tell.
Oh, Schneise.
That was a nat 1 again.
Twice in a row, bro.
What about the
Hey, like, I
D6?
don't know. Do you add the fucking inspiration onto a nat 1? I wouldn't assume so.
Oh, brother. No. I won't let you.
guy stinks.
This guy stinks. I will say this. Mao, you're still frantically looking, but this is all new to you. Like, this is blowing your mind that this even exists.
Are you sure your heart stopped and not your brain?
All right, so that's 3 minutes now, or is it just 2?
Uh,
Because it's one,
been 2.
1 minute per 2 actions.
Yeah, so it's been
Just
2
I get an
minutes.
action, he gets an action.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I set the thing down and run back to the
All right.
cockpit.
He's running off, so I guess investigation.
I want to run. I want to set the gnome down and come back to the cockpit.
Okay. So the minute Gronk gets back to the cockpit, that's when we're going to hit 8 minutes.
8 minutes. It took me 7 minutes to.
No. It's 10 minutes. It's you guys
We're
do.
counting
8
down.
minutes left.
Counting down.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 minutes left. Okay.
Yeah, like, no, it doesn't take you that long to run out of a cockpit and just go boop.
I was
All right.
gonna
If
say.
he runs back in,
Huh.
I'm actually gonna waste my turn.
Can I?
Okay,
do
if
I
he
show-
gives me an accurate description, will I get advantage?
I'm looking around for the head brain.
Oh my god.
I mean, he had a 19 on it. Can we waste a minute for him to describe it to me for an advantage roll?
Will he waste a
Can't I
minute?
just look
Yeah,
for it?
I'll allow it. And the hilarity,
just look for it?
the hilarity of this event, sure, why not?
All right, I explained it to him, but I want to look for it.
Yeah. Well, now we can both look for it, but I get advantage after 2 now ones. Okay. I feel like that should be a win. If I roll 2 natural ones, Joel, I might just give up.
What do you want me to roll for looking for it?
I'll give you both one more
Arcana?
perception check each.
Well, I was gonna say I would give him a perception check. You can give me whatever you like.
Let's see, what's higher? Mouse.
Mine is perception.
I will give you both one more perception.
All right.
21.
21.
Is that good?
Is that good?
I got a 17.
Oh shoot.
So I had a 3 and a 14, and I had a +3 for perception. A 3, Joel. That
I rolled a 17 plus 2,
freaking negative.
and then I just rolled a 19 plus 2.
Jeez Louise. Now we're getting into
Okay.
good numbers. There we go, baby.
Okay, I find it.
As you are looking and scrambling to find it there, you both spot a little like silver piece that kind of like curves around. You can see like there's 4 screw holes basically, and you can see like little bits of wire sticking on the back of the cap there.
It's like Treasure Planet. The robot has the wire sticking out of the back of his head, and they hooked his brain
By
back
the
up,
way,
and he remembers.
fantastic movie. I will always build that movie up anytime I hear about it.
Very
Just
good.
Great.
Go watch it.
Can I take it out
Yes.
and bring it to the gnome?
As you are rushing, you grab it and you're running towards the gnome. He looks at you. What were you looking for? As you
I
like
hold it up.
hold it up, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he turns around and you see the hole is no longer there. It's just all flush.
What is this?
Oh, that used to be my brain, but then I got a new one.
Where? From where?
He yells from the ship.
Oh no, I
Well,
figured
because he's
he's
mad.
mad. I'd be following
Okay.
suit.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
now
there's no
he.
reason for me to be in there if he left.
You're just chilling
With
his
the
ship
bees.
while the
Yeah, I'm just like, how much time's left?
If I were
Oh.
Mao, I'd be mad because he was searching all over that place and couldn't find
Yeah,
it.
and I didn't know what I was searching for. Now I'm real pissed because he already had one. I'm angry as hell right now.
He didn't have one when I
You see
picked
him.
him up.
You see him hold like a little symbol that basically looks like the moon, but with like Saturn's ring around it, and you see it start to glow, and
Treasure Planet.
and you see him, and he just goes like, I use this, and he holds it to the back of his head, and you can see like it starts to glow, and then a small little puff of smoke happens, and then he just brings it and puts it back in his chest.
Why did you say you need to grab your brain then and then turn
Oh,
yourself
that's because
off?
silly me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. See, what happens is if you lose your head, like I did here, I tend to forget things. Like I can cast mending on myself and heal myself.
Okay, so
Yes.
what do we do with the piece that we have?
Oh, that's easy. Here, give it. And you see his like tiny hand just kind of like going like this.
Gronk?
You see him, he just opens his robot
No!
jaw and he just eats it.
Did I try to grab it out of his mouth before he swallows it? He's small. He's not gonna bite me that hard.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you know, like when your dog is about to eat chocolate
Your big
and you
ass
shove their
hand.
hand in their mouth.
Yeah, but your hands are like if the Hulk tried to get something out of Ant-Man's mouth. Like, like that's what that would be
All right.
like.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna quickly see what I'm doing.
I'll give you this. Give me a sleight of hand as you are trying to grab it out of his mouth.
I figure it could be worth some money. 19.
19? Are you kidding me?
Sorry.
Sheesh.
It's an 18 plus 1.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I can see it. Gosh dang, dude. As you do it, you just hear him go, ah, as you're like ripping it out of his mouth. Now, why did you do that for?
Why are you eating it? You know we almost died looking for this?
Listen, big one. We just don't need it anymore, so I was going to get rid of it. You know, I am let's see, have you ever seen like a trash can before?
What metal is this?
Can I see it?
No.
see him go, oh, that's a real shame. That's a real shame. It is my metal.
Iron. Bronze.
Listen, I feel like I'd really need to dispose of that. Would you please? And he's like slowly puts his hand out again.
I just put my hand down on his cone and push him back, wheel him back a little.
You just seem like, go look at this, as you're like just wheeling him back. Now that's not very funny.
I pulled his brain out of his mouth. I rolled a 19.
Okay.
And he won't tell me what metal it's made
Have you
of.
ever seen the trash can before? He's never answered that question. Have you? Yes, you, gray-looking one.
Trash can, yeah, receptacle for things that you don't need.
Thank you! And then he points at himself. Now can I see it, please?
No.
What? What?
He's trying to take this metal from us. But I think it could be worth some money.
Your extra brain, the one that you requested us to go to, which, by the way,
I
how far
for-
away are we?
We also could have
From
died.
the explosion, not very far.
We should probably move.
Yeah, right now it's sitting at about 3 minutes.
I'm going to start jaunting off, and I'm pulling Grunk with me.
Yeah, we just take off and leave him, and I put the brain in my backpack.
You cannot take that without me. And he like grabs onto your
Well,
leg.
you better keep up, you stubby leg son of a gun.
He has a wheel.
Like he's grabbing your leg and you just drag it. You can hear like the wheel dragging on the ground. Just as you guys are walking, like we'll say probably a good 30 to 40 feet.
I grab him halfway and I carry him because I don't want the dragging.
Oh, thank you very much. And he like kind of like softly like pats your cheeks. As you guys are like still walking, the huge explosion behind you guys just starts everything in that vicinity on fire.
I get between Mao and where the explosion's happening with my big body.
All right, hold on. Like, I'm really confused. Like, he said he picked him up, and he's like, he smacks your cheeks.
No, he
No,
doesn't
he
smack
went
him.
like this, like
Yeah.
patted my cheeks. And
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I was just like, which
yeah.
cheeks were he smacking? Because he was dragging him behind. Was he just pattering on his butt cheeks? I wasn't sure what was going on there.
Bongo cat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm glad we got out of there before that little idiot got us killed by a time bomb.
I jumped
First of all,
on
little
Mao.
idiot, I find that offensive. I find you flashbacks to be very boring. Well, except for this one. This one actually helped me, and he like starts like combing Kronk's hair with his hand.
I set him down.
That's
instantly.
He did help you. But I'm telling you, one day, I'll help you so hard that you won't ever stop helping me.
I don't know how to reply to that.
I ask him, I pull out the thing again. I say, can I make a dagger out of this? Because it seems strong. And I hold up the metal piece of his brain.
I will say this to you, big one.
Probably not. There's probably nothing that you can use that would forge that metal.
So what happens if you need that?
Oh, if I do need it, yeah, I lose memory of things. And then
I thought you have a new brain.
So weird. It's almost like we saved you, but you saved yourself conveniently after throwing us into a spot that we shouldn't be
I
in.
said I have bad memory when my brain isn't there. What part of that don't you understand?
Your brain is there and it's here.
How about this? We help you. We did help you. He carried you out of there. You help us, and in return, we give you back your brain.
Cuts to a scene where the gnome is pulling the handcart and me and Bao are running.
Joel, you son of a bitch, is this just a ghetto claptrap?
It's like claptrap on meth.
Got one wheel, except the gnome body. It's not the normal box.
I don't know. Should we look
So
around
now-
the wreckage for a useful thing?
So here's the dealio, my friends. See, I am a how do I say this? Where I come from, our trash
You're a trash can.
gets disposed into what we call trash compactors. I know none of you know what that word means, but it just means we crush the trash and then we send it off into space. So for me being programmed to
Understand
take the trash,
crushing
I will tell you
Which
this.
Space. Which space do you put it in? Because I usually put it in the space between the bar and my shack.
Yeah, he's actually he's pretty right though.
You ever? Oh, jeez, how do I explain this? You ever just look into the stars and wonder if there's just more out there? Yeah, ever?
No.
Well, that's a sad
Why
life
don't
to
worry about
live.
there when I'm getting fucked up down here.
Oh, there's a lot more than you think. See up there?
And then he points to the ship.
We fly around, well, in what used to be that.
He's like pointing to all the exploded bits that are spread everywhere in the forest.
Anyway,
How do you fly that? It doesn't even have wings on it.
it used to have wings and then we crash landed.
Like a bird?
Close enough.
So, you're telling me
Yes.
the entire time my life has been getting fucked up. That there is more up there waiting to fuck me up.
I wouldn't necessarily say waiting. I mean, sure, we were here to come to dominate your planet, but we didn't really succeed in that very much. It turns out the pilot and the co-pilot started fighting over who should be the pilot, and
You wanted to dominate the planet?
the rainbow unicorn sort of
Rainbow what?
So, Gronk, are you hearing this?
I pick him up by the axle under his wheel and turn him upside
He's
down
like,
and say,
"Ah?"
"What do you mean? What do you mean dominate the planet?"
Needless to say,
He's not answering fast enough, so I shake him.
Listen,
What
listen.
do you
You're pulling
mean?
on the struts just right. He's gonna bust.
It's a shake weight.
Give me a goddamn second, big one. Listen. I'm not saying it was a good idea. That was just a plan, and I was just created to eat trash. So you think I can dominate the planet?
Wait, you're the trash can?
Why do you think I wanted that?
And he points to the back of his head.
Why does a trash
Wally.
can need a
It's
brain?
Wally with words.
It's full
Why
of
does
words,
a
but
trash
also
can
German.
need and also claptrap? Why does a trash can need a brain?
Oh my goodness gracious. Ah, jeez. Okay.
The
First,
same reason we need a brain, because I feel like we're gonna start going in circles.
yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
I pull some trash out of my bag. And I start putting it.
Fella, like,
And I say, are you hungry? And it's like crap, like bloody, like gut thing that was wrapped in a towel, and I can't eat it anymore. So I just start shoving it in his mouth.
You see him like,
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I'm all chock full. Thank you much.
So you don't want this? So we hold up his brain.
Mm-mm.
You
No,
don't
thank
want your brain either.
I do want that.
Bro.
You're all chock full.
Are you getting energy off of eating organic matter or just eating anything?
It has to do with metal or any of
Like
those
the
things.
iron in blood?
No, that's too fleshy for me. I'm not a huge fan of that.
Mm.
What
See,
kind of
that's what
trash
made me
can doesn't
differ.
accept trash? I ask him why he doesn't accept trash if he's a trash can.
I like to eat solid objects, not mushy mush.
and he points to your like mushed up ball of grossness.
It's trash.
That is not the same as trash. That just needs to be away.
All right, little Robo Man.
We have to go find somewhere to stay. It's gonna be light out soon.
It's
One,
also
I wanna know
everything's
your
on
name,
fire right now, by the way.
which is fine. It's always
fine.
behind us. It hasn't caught us yet. And
Is
just
it
rains,
raining
everything's
still?
wet.
Yeah,
Everything
it's
is wet,
raining,
so it's
dude.
not gonna spread rapidly.
It's not spreading fast behind you guys. No, it's not.
But I want to know little Robo Bro's name.
Oh, if he puts me down, I will tell you.
Okay.
Well, I have to wait for him to put me down.
Gronk puts him down.
I can already tell that your wheel isn't that fast, and if it is, we will shoot you.
What do you mean that fast?
You look slow.
Muddy. How fast are you gonna do spinning out with a tire track this wide?
Excuse you, flesh legs, as if you could do any faster. I saw you two running. Huh? That was a disgrace.
It wasn't pretty, but also we're wearing armor. What are you wearing? Tin can?
Oh, but yeah, it's really funny coming from a man who can only change into other creatures but don't have anything of their own.
I have something of my own now. It's called a curse. In your face.
And it's called Gronk.
you just hear him,
Yeah, and my boy Gronk.
you just hear him go.
Oh, a curse. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you really caught me there. Good job.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we should start leaving and just be like, bye, gnome, see ya. You're the worst trash can I've ever had. Starts walking off.
You don't even know what a trash can is. He knew.
and he points them out.
It's the bucket where you put trash.
Yeah.
Also, my name is Hot. Pleased to meet you.
Hot?
Hot.
Hot shot?
Hot.
Like H-O-T.
Hot. H-A-R-T. Hot.
Thank
Like
you.
little-
See, it's good to
little
know that
Caesars.
somebody can speak my language.
Like Little Caesar's pizza, hot and ready.
Do you have something? It's,
Just have fun with your busted metal bird, and I would start walking off. I still have your brain,
all right,
by the way.
Pat.
Would you like to join us?
That is up to you. I just need
God
one.
goes back. What?
I just need one little thing. What could that thing be?
Your brain? Well, it seems like you're very obsessed with it, even though you made us risk our lives for it.
I told you, if you
But-
guys.
Oh, no.
No, you told us that you don't need it.
Forget about it.
You also said you don't
We
need
don't
it.
take that lightly. Whoopsie doo.
See,
I
see,
forgot.
see,
That
this is
doesn't
what
really fly
happens.
well
See,
with
this is what happens when you get two flashbacks that don't listen. I was trying to tell you that I am programmed to eat metal things that need to be dismantled. So when I see a piece of metal that needs to be dismantled, of course I fucking want it.
Why don't you eat yourself?
So it wasn't your brain at all. It wasn't your brain at all.
Why don't you eat
Not
yourself?
giving that metal.
What?
Why don't you eat yourself if you eat pieces of metal that are useless?
Listen here, big
Bro.
one. If you want to be sent into the other plane, I would highly tell you that do not mess with me.
I'm gonna step in between Gronk and him. Gronk, do not give him that piece of metal.
Hey, wait a sec. Wow. You give me that piece of metal.
No.
I take it.
No. You eat things that need to be eaten. Why does it need to be eaten?
Because things need
What
to be
happens when you-
dismantled.
Thing on there that you don't want out.
Why do, if
Are you fucking
eat-
kidding me? You see
Why
him
will
just
you
go
eat
like this.
this? Holds up goop trash. Then,
How about this?
Throw it at him, Gronk. Throw it at him. The gooped up goop trash.
what? This has been my plan for a long time. I pick him up and I take his wheel and I shove a stick through the spoke so it can't spin anymore, and I just lay him back down on the ground.
I'm sure he has arms.
Yeah, but it
You
would
see
be
him
funny.
Just, see him just roll over, take the stick out. Really?
I just thought it would be funny to see
So,
him try.
We were
First
just
of all-
recently betrayed by somebody that tried to help us. And I mean, I don't know if they even really did, but they just tagged along with us. Kind of very similar to what you're doing right now.
If you eat useless metal, then
First
why
of
aren't
all-
you eating any of these pieces of metal falling from
First
the
of
sky
all-
from the ship?
Because it's by order. I have to eat by order. Meaning, which was the first one I saw? That one. And you! And he looks at Mal.
No,
You
the
seriously think
ship.
there's something on there? It's wires and a piece of metal.
That's exactly what
yeah,
a circuit
weird.
board
Kind of
is.
the same thing. Like if it was a brain, what made that spaceship be a spaceship? Huh?
What's a
It had to
spaceship?
have a brain,
Well,
right? I may not know what
You
all
see him
that's
just, like,
about,
face
but
palm.
that was probably a living thing. It was a brain. Do I have wires in my head?
No, you don't.
I think
You don't
Mal-
know that.
Well,
You've
actually-
never been inside a changeling's head. You're
I
just
think-
a little. I don't even know what you call. Would you call yourself an automaton?
I think
Get out
that
of here,
Mal-
dude. You don't know what I am, and you're expecting me to know what you are? Come on, dude.
Mal rolled 3 ones and then went literally mentally insane. Like Mal used to be the voice of reason and calm, and he's like, "What's wires in my head?"
Well, you don't know. You ain't ever been inside my head. I've been inside of a goblin's head. I crushed their skulls open. You ain't never
Are
been
you?
inside of mine.
Are you still blood drunk?
No. But he can be if he wants, sure.
Well, it's whatever you want to be, baby.
Should we head back to the village and talk to the bartender and them about how we stopped the ghoul thing?
Wherever we can go where I can be safe.
Okay, I
Because it's
tie.
probably getting towards daylight, and I need to be safe.
I take the rope and I tie it through the spokes of his wheel, and then I fling him over my shoulder.
He's like, "Whoa,
and we
whoa,
start
whoa!"
heading.
As you guys are heading on, you see the fire getting further and further in the distance. You start to see the small town of Ren. I would say probably, if I remember right, an hour or two as you guys are starting to arrive. And it's just before daybreak as you guys are getting into the town there.
Oh, my blanket clearly overhead, kind of like a shawl.
Well, we just go straight to the bar and knock to see if he's awake.
All right, let me see here.
Well, I'm gonna say also, I'm gonna make sure that my blanket's tugged down over where just lower half of my face is visible.
Why don't you just changeling back into your form from before?
Because I'm not sure, it's not specified anywhere if I can change the color of my eyes anymore.
Okay, but the thing is you need to change back before we go see the bartender and everybody, because you don't want somebody in the town to turn you in. So you need to at least look kind of like what you looked like before, and not gray with black hair.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like, anytime I go into a city, I always revert back to my standard form.
You're like, pink eye.
Sorry, I guess I didn't specify that earlier, but I mean, like, I chose a specific look
Okay.
for my guy to be in bigger areas, because literally you and my mentor are the only ones, which was the paladin that took me in, are the only ones that have ever known me to be not a human. Blizzard got a glance out of it, but he died, so it doesn't matter.
So, you guys
so much
just
is going on.
you just head to the Boar Tuscan.
Yeah, to knock on the door, Tuscan.
As you knock, goosh, goosh, goosh. A very tired Bronze opens the door. Oh, hey, my friends! So how did it go?
We stopped them. And
Oh, hi! Come
Can
in,
we come in?
Come in! And he just starts dragging Gronk inside.
I'll slowly follow him
he
in.
starts acting like he's dragging Gronk. He's not.
Fair.
It's like a kid pulling on their dad's shirt, like.
Tell me everything. What happened? And I will tell you this: I had the very first night of excellent rest.
I put the metal guy down on the table.
Thank you very much. You just see Bronze just look at him, go, by the gods.
We found him. He
Oh,
came in a metal.
You found
He
it.
came in the metal bird.
And he's like pointing at him. But he looks so lifelike.
He's a trash can.
Yes, very much so. It can talk. You see, just like back up.
Bronze, it's a trash can, but he doesn't eat trash. Only his own brain.
You just hear Hart go, That's not what I said. That is not what I said.
No, he just eats valuable stuff that is supposed to be his brain. Which doesn't make any sense.
That's not what I said.
No, he asked us to gather his brain. We gathered his brain. He said he found a new one. And then he wanted to eat this one.
I didn't say
That doesn't make any sense.
I did not. First of all, I did not say I
You
found a
said
new
you have
one.
a new brain. I snatched it right out of his.
By the way, the
Metal
whole time,
jaw.
my hood's like right here. And it's just me just jabbering.
Like Darth Kermit.
Also, good sir, what do you guys butcher around here?
Oh, we butcher pretty much anything. From
Do you
deer
have
to
livestock
ox.
around?
Goblin.
Do I have what?
Do you have livestock around?
Hey, I mean, of course we have wild stock. Why?
Can we
Wild
purchase
stock.
one?
It's Bronson. And Mal.
Livestock. I said wild stock. Yeah, no, that's on me. It's fine. That's actually pretty good though.
I mean, sure. I don't see why not.
I
Fun
go
fact,
over and get some.
I will give you the
food.
course back to cook for meat. I just want it for a minute, not in a sexual manner. Okay, want to make sure
Jesus.
that's abundantly clear. And now that I stated it, it makes it look worse. But just trust me.
I'm over in the corner
Rock
getting
will go
food.
with me, but you just gotta trust me.
I'm like eating a lot, and I look over with my mouth full, like, what?
I think he wants to have sex with your cow.
Yes. No. It's fine. It's no. So I got very ill. I just need one specific thing from the cow. It will
He has
not
an-
affect the meat, but it will be easier. Remember how you have
It
to
has
kill
an
a cow and
iron
bring it from upside
deficiency.
down and drain it? You don't have to worry about any of that. I'll do all of that for you. If
You
just
should make him
decide-
roll a charisma throw, because he's not convincing me that he's not about to do
Give-
something bad to the
give-
cow.
Give me a persuasion check. This is no, deception. Sorry. Not that
I
I'm
keep eating, because I know where the food is. And I haven't been eating anything but like rabbit meat for days.
True.
He's checking what year it is. 'Cause he
18.
rolled so bad.
18.
Well, no, it's a 19. Sorry, that's my bad.
You just hear him go.
But
Listen,
same thing.
listen. I don't care what you do with it. Whatever floats your boat. Just
Isn't the sun coming up?
yes.
Well, I'm still covering myself and everything like that. Hence why I'm still like my hands are in front of my head because I have like the hood cover, all that.
The blanket.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go in their stable. Do what I need to do. Donate the meat. I'll be fine.
Yeah, well, like, if you want to have sex with it, listen, I don't really care. Just,
Hey, I'm back.
just pay enough.
Hello.
You froze.
Well, here's the thing. One, not gonna have sex with it. Two, Grok is gonna go with me to make sure I don't have sex with it. Not because he needs to be there to stop me. Because now I'm concerned that you guys are gonna think I'm gonna do it, and I don't want that to happen. Because I'm not gonna have sex with that cow. You guys are perverts, and I hate you for thinking that.
Seriously,
Grok is sitting.
I think like you guys might convince me into doing it. No, it's like yeah.
Gronk
The
is
last
sitting
part, the
on
last
the-
part with the joke. Last part with the joke.
Gronk is sitting on the floor by the fire with his food because the chairs aren't big enough. And he just looks so uncomfortable by everything you're saying. Are you covering your eyes for the effect of the...
yes.
Yeah, because I have my hood up. Because
Oh.
I don't want them to see my eyes, because my eyes give me away.
I just was wondering if that's what you were doing, or if there was a bright
Yeah,
light. all
no,
of a sudden.
that's what I was doing. That's what I was saying. It's like I'm still holding that character.
I seriously think he wants to have sex with your cow. Listen, I've only known these men about 10 minutes or so, and he seriously has a fetish for cows.
Yeah, no, he's a robot that fell from the sky, and he hates
What?
us because
You
we
don't know
call
what
him
the
out on
word
his
is.
crap.
You don't know what
Ask
the word
Grok.
robot is.
He will tell you that we call him out on his crap too. Grok, if he keeps talking shit, kick him into a little pile of rubble, okay?
Rockets went from like his sidekick to his like minion, like his henchman.
It's just because that guy's angering me. What am I gonna do? I'm 5'7", dude. I ain't gonna be able to kick a fucking pile of metal.
Why
You,
don't
in a
you?
7 to 8
This
foot
is me.
freaking orc, you can step on it and it'll give you a little splinter in your foot. You'll be fine.
This is me separate. Why don't you just tell Bronze what's going on? Bronze has helped us so much, and we don't have to
No,
tell him
he's
you
helped
chose.
If you go back to the very beginning, I've had very, very limited interaction with him.
You're the one that convinced him to let me go with you.
Yeah, because he knew
Um,
that you were meant to be an adventurer, not because he liked me.
I think you explain it off like you have a curse and it's not your fault and you're trying to fix it, but you need cow blood to drink for the meantime. Otherwise, your hunger
It's
gets
the
too
cure.
hard.
Yeah, but I mean, like, here's the one thing. I say to him, we're in a bar. Somebody overhears. Now we have a
No, but it's
village.
like it's 5 in the morning in a bar. Nobody's here. It's just Bronze. Who's at the bar? 5 a.m.
All right. Give me a
I
perception
look-
check. And by me, I mean, I'm going to give a perception check
Wait.
to see who's in the
Okay,
bar.
this is what I want. I want to look around the bar, and then I'm gonna tell Bronze what's going on, whether Mal likes it or not. So, can I roll perception for that, or should
You
I be
don't
able
need-
to see that
you
nobody's
don't-
in the
You
bar?
guys don't. You guys have been there for like 10 minutes. There's nobody in the bar.
So I look at Bronze and I say, "You just need to stay calm." But he got bit by one of the vampires, and so we're trying to fix it. But he has to drink some kind of blood, or he'll die. And
And
I
now
won't let
they
him
said
drink-
that I'll slide
I
my
don't-
hands up red eyes.
and I'm preventing him from drinking it from anything but an animal, and that's why we need a cow.
Well, why didn't you just say so? You worded it like you wanted to have sex with the damn thing.
Being a vampire is worse.
No.
You guys forget that. How do you forget that?
I mean, not if you can tame your thirst. I mean, that one you're just immortal, so that's pretty cool.
Yesterday.
Do you have
I
any
love it.
bottles? Do you have any bottles we can try putting some of the blood in? Because he's not that hungry right now.
You see, he points to the wall of just bottles and.
No, but empty bottles is what I was asking for.
Well, we can just pour one out. That would be fine.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if Bronze made his own alcohol, because then he would have empty bottles on hand.
He does not make his own alcohol.
Okay, well, I say we go to where they butcher the animals and try to get as much blood into bottles as we can for the time being, since we're butchering a whole cow. And then we have a feast for the brave hero's return.
Yay!
I like meat.
I like.
Ah, yes, me too. If you would give me mine, thank you very much.
You like meat? And I pull out that slime ball out of
That meat I like.
meat
Metal.
to all?
Metal meat. Metal meat.
Can Bronze help Mao out with that? Because I want to take Metal Man to the blacksmith to see what kind of metal his brain's made of.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that is up to Mao.
Because I figure Bronze and him
I
can
mean,
butcher a
that's fine
cow
with me.
together.
I just ate, so I'm full, so I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm still in daylight, so I have to have my cover.
And I figure he can just bottle up as much of the blood from the cow as he can. And we can try that.
All right.
Okay, I head to the blacksmith. And
Yeah.
I put the brain on the table and I say, "What is this?"
Hold on.
Because he
Hold
knows
on.
about all sorts of metal.
Before, like, as you and Hart are leaving.
Like Kevin.
All right, bloodthirsty one. Just don't bite me too hard.
And he drags you out to the stables where all the animals are.
He drags you, you filthy, disgusting vampire.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. doesn't drag me, I'll follow suit. But like, it was
What I
just
I
mean,
don't know.
what I mean,
Yeah, I
drag. I,
know.
don't mean like drag. I mean
yeah,
he just.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, the big daddy boy, come bite me.
He kicked the back of your knee so you fell down and then grabbed you by the hair and pulled you.
That's just messed up, man.
Wow.
I'm violated.
So, as you
Is the
guys are
blacksmith
preparing the cow, it's super easy. He just grabs. You see Bronze like just a small little dagger about the size of a letter opener, and he just pokes it lightly. He's like, "I'm sorry, girl. I'll heal you after we're done." And it just slowly drips into the bottle there. No, you can do that horse over there. Just don't get too crazy. And he points at you, and he like very sternly looks at you.
Wait, you guys aren't killing the cow, you're just bleeding it? Question?
Well, I was gonna say Joel's the one.
Are
bleeding
you...
out.
Yeah, is Bronze killing the cow or just bleeding it and then going to try to...
Bleeding it right
No.
now.
No,
for
since
the
I already
bottles.
have like a.
Well, I just figured he
I
was
would
going to
think
kill it and then
bleed
collect the
full
blood.
stomach, but since I'm already like I'm not starving, I get advantage on control.
No.
So just don't
Alright,
drink
what,
it.
what
I
was
would just
my
bottle it.
bonus modifier?
It'll just be a wisdom saving throw, is what it will be. For you to be wise enough to be like, oh, I should not go crazy on this.
Oh, I should go crazy on this. Crazy for feeling so lonely.
Intelligence is knowing, oh, hey, I'm not going to do that because that just sounds bad. Wisdom is just like knowing that, oh, hey. Never mind.
Like street smarts compared to book smarts.
Yeah, basically.
What about in the sheets?
But
Smart.
I got 19.
19, okay.
You just take a little sippy.
No, it's only when you need to feed do you need this. Like right now, you're fine. You don't need to do
Oh,
this.
I wasn't sure, so I just
Yeah, yeah.
figured like I would just top off the tank to avoid like
Oh,
that.
okay, well,
extreme hunger later.
Well, if that's the way you want to do it, that's fine too. We can do it that way, where like you use the saving throw. There's an instance where your mind, you really want to dig into the animal, but it just kind of starts to fade as you just drink a little bit of the blood and just kind of like top the tank off. And then you're just completely fine, just normal as you're filling the vial up. And as for Gronk, you put the small gnome on, and right now it's probably around like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning.
And the brain I pull out.
You see him as, again, just a ripped old man. He looks at you. Oh, hey, it's you. How are we doing today?
I found this metal trash can that can talk. And I don't know what kind of metal this is. It doesn't look familiar. Do you know anything about this kind of thing?
Let
You
me
streamed
take.
this one off.
I did that on purpose.
Oh, there it's back. Okay.
Let me take a look at him. And then he looks. Oh, I see. Let's see here.
I'm surprised it hasn't started talking yet.
You're not a warforged, are you?
So I look like a warforged. You insult me, sir.
As you kind of like see him like get all toughened up and a little insulted.
I lay him back down on the table, like just push him back down, like, you need to be nice.
And you can go fuck yourself.
I'm not sure what this is. I got to. Where are you from, little one?
The best way to explain it is
that way. And he just kind of like points up. I see. Now, let's see here. Oh, interesting. As he's like looking over him, you see him grabbing these mechanical goggles that are twisting and turning. You're basically a gnome. Basically a gnome! I hate you.
Why does he want to eat this so bad?
Oh, let's see here.
Sounds like he's Morgan Freeman.
Where
Actually.
Actually.
Smell you.
I can smell you. Let's
You
see
can run,
here.
but you can't hide.
Let me see here. You see him just kind of like open Hart's mouth and dumps it in, and you see Hart just chomp it up.
No! After all I've been through.
You see Hart just like stands up. Ah, there we go. Now, here's the thing about this. This automaton needs to be able to feed on metal and ores, otherwise it will cease to be. And from what I can tell, it's been hungry for a very long time. Now it should be a lot nicer to you, too. Unfortunately, they tend to program these things to act like humans, so the hungrier it is, the sassier it gets.
Sassy.
As you see Hart just, I'm very sorry if I ever hurt your feelings. And he like gives you a small pat on your chest.
While I'm here, I want to see if Guy can take a look over my weapons and just make sure they don't need fixed or sharpened or anything. Like my javelins and my mace and my hammer.
Gotcha. And right as that happens, Mao, you see Bronze. All right, sweet girl. You see him touch the cow, and you see the cow slowly start to fall asleep. All right, now's the time. Go ahead. Points at Mao.
Go ahead for what?
Well, you want to butcher it. I'm not going to do all the work myself.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Mouse has never butchered a animal. He's just
yeah,
like,
no, like I was just buying the cow, drained the blood,
You
I was
keep
gonna
it.
take it to a butcher.
Why would you pay for another butcher?
Walk me through it, and I will do it.
Grab your knife. And you see, he's like in disbelief.
I just pull out my fucking great axe. I don't have a knife.
How the fuck do you live with yourself? You see him just takes
kill
out.
monsters.
You see him pull out a dagger. Take the dagger. You see its neck? Slice it.
Yes. That's to drain it. Well, you just drained it, I guess.
Not to drain it.
Whatever. I'll take it across its neck.
You're sort as the cow just kind of like lays.
You didn't
soft.
call. Oh, jeez, oh my god! You didn't even drain it.
As it, like the blood starts to pool on the ground. We had to kill the cow if you want food for travel.
What about the
Rope it up and put like a pan
What about
underneath
the
it.
miles?
We just filled you some. And you see him point to the table that's like,
I'm just saying, I'm trying to do my best here as a cursed person. I just want to make sure I have enough not to do terrible things.
we gave you about 10 vials, okay? So that should be able to help you some.
All right. What's my next goal?
Now, we have to hang her up. How strong are you?
I think I'm okay strong.
That cow is heavier than you, dude.
I mean, I ain't no Gronk, that is for sure. But I got +2. What do I need?
Do a strength check, because Bronze is gonna try to help you hang her up.
16.
Okay. You see Bronze, you see him puff up his chest, he touches himself, and you see him grow about 2 feet taller. I mean, he still looks like a dwarf, he's just bigger.
Yeah. So now he's standard size. It's fine.
He touches himself and then something grows 2 feet in length. Is that what you just said?
Andrew, it was 2 inches, and believe me, that's pretty big. Anyway.
2 inches? Huge.
Huge,
Dwarf
dude.
culture,
I would
that's
gain
awesome.
more.
Game changer. Anyway, and you see as you both grab the hindquarters of the cow and you put her on these meat hooks. Now comes from the worst bit. Slice her down.
Just jab it. Pull it down.
All the gore just slams on the table. Oh, you'll never forget that smell. You really don't.
Delightful.
I feel like Bronze's voice changed.
No, it's always been Scottish.
Yeah, that's just it. It sounds normal to me, but it's been
It's also been
a
like
while.
it's been like 2 months since you guys have even talked to him.
Yeah.
Because I have it written.
Anyway.
I have it written down as proof. I have it written down. And then we'll go back.
All right, so we cut it open.
Yep, and the gore falls on the table. Well, on the table, on the floor there. And then we go back to Gronk. And what was your?
He was just looking over my weapons to make sure they were sharpened and didn't need fixed or anything.
You see him look at your mace. Oh no. That's not good. What happened? As he's like looking over your mace, and you can see it's not in horrible shape, but you can definitely tell when it got super hot, it did beat it up just a little.
The hammer?
Yes.
A purple shapeshifter grabbed onto it and heated it up really hot.
I can definitely see that. Well, I will try to do my best for you, as always. If you give me a day, I can fix it up for you.
Okay. I thank him and leave and head toward the stables where Bronze and Mao are killing.
You're welcome. And as you leave,
I grab the robot.
No.
I say, come on, pick him up upside down by his metal rod that hooks his wheel.
as you're walking, he's just swinging back and forth.
He's
This is-
nice now, though, so.
This is very confusing. Why is everything upside down? as he's just swinging back and forth. And as you are standing there, you come over. There's Bronze, Mao. You're holding the robot, and you see Kieto walks over, and she sees you. And then that's what will end the session for today.
And then I hit the gritty!
I mean, that's a pretty cool move to hit.
And then I'm like,
Best move.
yeah. Guess who?